morning, Birmingham, and welcome to Championship Sunday of Major 2. And we're not just going to crown one champion today at the main stage. We're going to crown two because why the hell not? We haven't been here in a while, so why not go ahead and jump the challengers on main stage? I'm Chip, with me I've got Studdy, and we're ready to go. We're feeling amped. You got yourself not one, but 1.5 coffees this morning. You're ready to bounce. I think there may be a couple of cheeky lads who have a cheeky pint or two already in hand. Maybe. Couple,
these guys are lined up.
There's my guys.
They're ready to
go. Boy, I'll tell you. We got a fun one here. We got Rock Esports Major 1 champions on the main stage again. Looking to go back-to-back. They're playing up against Project Notorious, though, who, just as a small teaser, are going to be winning this crowd over. I think.
Yeah, without question, man. You got some hometown heroes in Benjamin Beans and Afro who have been outstanding so far throughout the weekend. These guys formerly started off the season on that Cloud9 lineup. Didn't really work out, but ever since they entered down in the Challengers pit, they have been dominant from start to finish. They get second in the most recent Elite. All right, a couple matches you let go versus the Bush, but you instantly bounce back. You win the cup. You go right to the tournament, and you're already in the grand finals.
Yep.
P7 are prepared for this moment.
Indeed the case, and this is, as you kind of saw through the highlight package, a reprisal of what the winners finals were. Went to map 5. A lot of energy between both these two teams, and there was a lot of conflicting energy in the crowd as well. But as P7 Notorious would immediately drop down to play the lower final, you could just see the determination, especially on Beans' face. He's like, I'm not losing to these guys. Smoked out the Stallions 3-0 to get their chance at redemption here on the main stage today. Overall, though, you look across the upper bracket, really kind of smooth sailing for both these two teams up until they played each other. Small moment, though, you kind of go back to the winner semis. Rock and FC Stallions went 5. But this Rock Esports team is getting the job done in Search, man, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah, and I feel like that's been the story of Rock Esports all season long. Game 5, they are the most comfortable they can ever be, man, because they have players who are not afraid to make plays. When you think about what the Saudi guys have done all throughout their careers, it's been through Search and Destroy.
So you've got Daham, you've got Kix, Daham X, and Rixel. I think in particular, you kind of look over this roster, and if you haven't necessarily been paying a lot of attention to the Challenger space, but you are someone who's an avid fan of the CDL, you're going to remember Kix's name from when his time was shared in the league briefly. Stepped away, team changed completely. He's back into the fold, and he is the definition of everything. I mean, unbelievable. We're kind of joking around. It's like, this is like the 5-star recruit D1 athlete that decides he wants to go play ball at the local YMCA. He's crushing everybody.
That's insane, man, because you even saw it on the small stint of him on the Falcons last year in the CDL. He was without a doubt the best player. When some things happen, he didn't want to play anymore, but he finds himself in the Challengers pit this season, and he's been lights out from start to finish. I talked to Ton, I talked to Bryce. They said if Kix goes off, P7 stand no chance.
Yeah, indeed the case. He's been literally a him. On the other side of things, though, for Daham and Domex, I will say Domex has been hitting some insane snipes, which is something you're going to need going up against P7 Notorious, and especially going up against Beans, who, when we first got snipers back, when we're talking about like seeing early clips from like Embassy, Search and Destroy, Beans was everything. Yeah. I mean, he's just got that extra little bit of pizzazz. So being able to go into a Search and Destroy and be able to really go 1-for-1 with Beans is absolutely key. It just, for me, comes down to a best of 7. You're obviously had a chance to play more Search and Destroys, but what is the respawn going to be playing up against a very strong respawn team in Project Notorious?
I think it can go blow for blow, especially on the hardpoint games. We saw it yesterday in that winners finals. The overload was a smoke show. So that's one thing that you definitely got to put focus on if you are Rock, because P7 were on point. We obviously told you to line up Afro and Beans, the hometown heroes, alongside Dom and Con, and a very experienced player with Eric Boom in the mix. I feel like Boom had his CDL stint 2 years ago on that Miami lineup and really hasn't worked his way back on in, but the Boom makes plays, and if he gets loose, you're going to have a tough time.
Yeah, and he's got the experience playing for this Notorious organization as well in Challengers, so he knows the ins and outs of what they look for, and in particular what the organization wants out of him, and we've seen that he can be that entry SMG and have those takeover moments and finessing 1v2s and things like that. Interesting little side note here, this is actually the first Challengers Grand Finals that we've had in fully international representation, and there's not a single player from the United States on the grand stage. DC's technically Canadian. He's a North American player, but he's technically Canadian. So it's an interesting kind of look here in terms of what we're going to get out of both these two squads. But really, it is kind of a Cinderella story up against the veterans of P7 Notorious. All 4 players have seen the league in some form, some longer than others. But largely speaking, this is a veteran roster looking to do what they do best.
Yeah, they're trying to just put their name back into the mix and potentially getting called up to the big leagues. And you're already off to a great start because just getting top 2 at this event, you're guaranteed into the pro and at Major 3.
That's the big one.
So they're both going to be locked in.
Yeah, that is the big news. Again, we're talking about Major 3 implications for challengers teams. Both these guys will be there, but of course the ability to come away as Major 2 champions is just as coveted as anything else, especially considering that we've only really had one other organization go back-to-back, and that was Omit at the end of last year going into finals. So for Rock, this would be a huge statement for the organization and the 4 players that are on stage. Let's take a look. We have a best of 7 here for the Challengers Grand Finals. So as we kind of mentioned, we're going to be seeing a lot of search and destroy where, again, we had a round 11 affair between these 2 teams yesterday in the winners finals, but it was Rock who came out on top in all of the search and destroys. And taking a look kind of over the map set overall here, Jay, it's an interesting one to get things started. A lot of pressure on the ARs early.
Yeah, I think the map's a little bit all over the place. We're actually going to start off with that Blackheart Hardpoint, which was, in the winners finals, a 2-point difference. It came down to the most little mistakes, little opportunities that P7 were able to capitalize on it to close it out at the very end. The map number 2 is going to be the Raid Search and Destroy, where it goes all the way to around 11. But the overloads were the difference for P7 in the grand finals of the Elite, and they have to be the difference here in this grand finals here at Major 2.
It's all about tempo, momentum early, for sure. That's always been the case, I think, especially considering the fact that we're on a grand stage here comparatively to playing inside the pit. Now, to be fair, the Challenger setup, if you haven't seen the pictures or watched the videos, it's been awesome. There have been a multitude of featured stations, and in particular, these guys did play on what the Bravo stream was for the CDL. So again, a little bit of elevation, but not the same lights, bells, whistles that we're going to be getting today. The crowd obviously going to be just as pumped as they were, and I know that, like, watching Bryson Tunn last night, if you were watching the broadcast from home, you may not have been able to hear the crowd in location, but I'll tell you, watching from the front part of the stage, crowd was loud for the winners finals as well as for the losers finals. So they're used to a little bit of that energy, just gonna be a little bit different in this big space.
Yeah, it's just something about, you know, UK events. The fans are lights out. Maybe a little bit because of the alcohol, maybe a couple brewskis, get these guys turned to a different level, but it's been an outstanding weekend so far, and I can't wait for Championship Sunday to be underway because this matchup is going to be insane.
It's going to set the day off right. I mean, legitimately, based on what we've seen from this Rock team at Major 1, being able to take down Bush. But
dominant, too.
Dude, yeah, that was the big key about it. But then being able to follow it up with a solid online stage, they make it to the Elite Finals, come up short, but still looked reputable to be at least plainly speaking about it, and then to be able to survive a map 5 versus Stallions, to get through a map 5 versus this Project Notorious team, it really does. It just, like, it feels like a Cinderella story coming to life here, because how often were we thinking back to the Falcons team from last year and being like, is this for real? It's for real, dog. It's for real. But hey, we're for real. We're ready to get things going. We're heading down to the main stage for Frankie to bring our teams out for our Challengers Grand Finals.
Thank you so much, guys. Good morning, Birmingham. Are you ready for some challenges? How many of you were watching last night over in the challenges area? I can hear a few of you. I'm so sorry, though. You're going to have to talk a little bit louder, Birmingham. How many of you have been watching challenges? Nice. We've got a good turnout. And how many of you are here watching challenges for the first time? Great. And less of you. That's going to be really interesting because we've got some British boys to bring on stage. Yeah, so you've come to the right place. So let's introduce your first team now, representing Europe. It's P7 Notorious! We've got Diamond Khan, Eric Boone, and representing the United Kingdom, we've got Afro, and we've got Boone! All right, boys, take your places, because this challenge is not going to be easy. Their opponents from Saudi Arabia are the reigning Challengers Land Champions from back in Texas. Please, Birmingham, give them some noise at least. It's Rock! The Aussie boys are not afraid of a challenge. We've got the Alex, Rizzo, Kicks, going to enjoy every single second with Shift and Sunny. Make some noise, Birmingham!
Appreciate that, Frankie. And who are you? I heard you guys in Birmingham. But one player you should know now, Coach Steve Vortex, coaching this Rock Esports team. Heck of a debut from him behind the helm. So the GAFA has got it going on for Rock Esports. And he's now actually coaching against former teammates. Gosh, I mean, it's just like all of the UKL energy is surrounding the stage right now. And we're going to get things kicked off with just hot fire with Blackheart.
Yeah, so much history between the two coaches, Beast Vortex, Steve Vortex. They were playing back when I was in towards the pit. But now you're coaching two teams on that main stage for championship. Blackheart is going to be the first map to start it off. You're instantly going to be put into the mix. It was a 2-point difference in the winners finals. They even got John Exotic up there. Big shout out to John.
Love that, love that. So I'll say this is one of those matchups that may not necessarily ring the same bells as last year, but it feels like we're starting to get some, I would say, solid looks at what is coming out of Saudi Arabia. I think you watch some of the watch parties who have been tuning into the Challengers teams, whether it be in Europe, but especially North America. You're looking at how much improvement players like Roxas and King Abadi have been able to find. New players like Nox and Gentle. And then you've got this group of 4 with the helm being ran by Kicks to bring in 3 guys that are finding immediate success while playing not just in EU Challengers, but most impressively, it's not about the ping differentiation, which was such a battle early. These guys are doing it on land. And if they were to go back-to-back, what a statement that would make for the region.
Oh yeah, that'll only open up the eyes for everybody in the pro scene. Like, we might have to take a chance on these guys. The only thing potentially holding them back is their Call of Duty English. Like, these guys are so comfortable playing alongside each other. We know that it takes time to learn the lingo to be at the top level, but if you're gonna consistently be winning down here in the pit, you gotta be willing to take your shot up top to see what you truly stack up against the best in the world.
Talk to me though about main stage experience, because you've got a lot of that.
Oh yeah.
P7 Notorious. I mean, oodles of it at this point in time, let alone the fact that running through long days and challenges is also kind of kicked because they've done it for so long. What does that veterancy give you when you're playing on a stage that looks like this comparatively to Rock, who haven't seen this before?
Oh, it gives you one hell of an edge because you understand what it's like to be in this moment on the main stage with the bright lights on you. Players like Afro, players like Beans, who have been in multiple situations like this, they know that it's all about one map at a time, one moment at a time, one round at a time, and just being calm, cool, and collected. Because sometimes you might get a little bit overzealous, a little bit overconfident, start challenges that you don't normally find yourself doing. But the team with the experience that knows how to lock down those situations always walks out on top. So without a question, P7 are more prepared for this matchup.
Absolutely, and I think it's just really interesting to kind of keep that in the back of our minds, because you're going to see pop-offs after every single moment for both of these two teams. There's no shortage of energy between the 8 players that we have on stage. And so I think there is a level of, can you keep yourself level set, knowing it's a long best of 7?
Oh yeah.
The obvious chances of it going the distance feels high comparatively to the fact that this was a full best of 5 that went 5. So yeah, I think that is a lot of just like, don't come out and you get your first 3-4 dead, you're just already screaming your head off. You have to measure that adrenaline as you get through this series.
And just to end out Major 2 on a high note, we know we have a couple weeks before Major 3 starts off. Both these teams are guaranteed on the Pro-Am of making it to the event, but you might not be on a Challengers team participating there, depending on your results or what you're able to show here on the main stage. Everyone wants to be a pro. Everyone wants to work their way back on up. And when you take a look at the master mode, finally put in sync. Blackheart started off, Raid Search and Destroy at number 2. Both of those were 3-point differences combined between each other. Then the overloads are truly where Rock Esports need to show some fight yesterday, because the one time that I tuned in for the Challengers broadcast wasn't at Winners Finals, and P7 beat them 6-0 on a map that's actually not in this one. So they do their homework. They said, nah, we're not going to play that Den Overload. We're going to play Exposure and Scar. So it's going to be a battle.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Overload has been kind of the thorn in the side for Rock Esports. Kind of looking at what they were showing against just Project 7 when they were playing in EU Challengers Finals, coming up runner-ups. But then you go back to when they were playing in Elite 1, they finished 3rd there. Just doesn't really feel like they have a full handle on the mode as of yet, comparatively to the other top veteran teams. And that's something we talked about a lot in the Challengers broadcast is, Stage 1 was a movie. We had so many new names, a lot of eye-opening experiences to players that are either brand new to Elite experience or are finding a lot of value in this title in particular. But as we start to get deeper into the Challenger season, that's where you see the veterans really kind of taking control. And okay, now we're going to play structured Call of Duty. We know what it looks like to kind of be the eye-popping POV and what that means, but playing good fundamental COD is where you find success. And that's something that for Rock, you need to start finding immediately in the Overload.
Yeah, because I feel like those are the teams that always find success towards the later half of the year. It's very good in the beginning where everyone's trying to figure out the game. All right, you might be able to get the edge on them. Some could be saying that that's exactly what happened to Paris Gentlemates for that Major 1, but once everyone starts to lock it on in, start to have similar strategies and then expand on that, that's what allows teams to be more comfortable. So you saw the fist bumps going out. Coaches given the final comms were most likely about to load into the Blackheart. And I promise you, for everyone in the crowd, right now you're going to be sitting, but with the players that are on that stage and the pace that they set, you're going to be nonstop yelling in this map 1.
Oh, yeah. And I think there is going to be, based on how the winners finals went and the emotions that were shared across the stage to one another, it will not take long for those sentiments to be brought into the mix here today. So we'll find out if there's going to be that extra little bit of heat and passion that fuels this matchup, or will it be that cooler heads will prevail? Feels like it's only a matter of time. No more yapping, Birmingham. Let's get locked in. If you've got a pint, I want to see the bottom of that thing up to the sky right now. Let's get this energy going the right way. Blackheart Hardpoint, ready to get us kicked off fast and furiously with Rock Esports and Project Notorious, a rematch of the winners finals that had nothing but drama and nearly fisticuffs at certain levels.
It was a 2-point game in that winners finals. You're desperately looking to make one slight change if you're either one of these teams to either make it easier to close it out. But Rock Esports, every time I think about their hardpoint game, it's usually through the ARs, but a Blackheart, everyone with the SMG's got to be mixed.
And how about Kick starts us off with 3? So are we going to get a back-to-back repeat champion, or will the duo of the UK come out and find the extra favor for Project 7 Notorious? Let's get it on here with Rock kicking things off solidly. P7 on the P2 side of the map, trying to work their way over, and how about the Hop able to find himself too, and that shuts down the secondary push for P7.
Yeah, they're locking this down. They're not willing to flip those spawns instantly over towards the P2, but you keep on slaying your way on out. Those spawns are automatically going to flip. P7 not the start that you wanted to have. You're going to go for a 2-2 split here. 2 players for the wall run. Apple finds the opening kill. Bean's trying to keep him alive, but at least for now, you're getting some kind of time off of P1.
Yeah, and you're able to actually get a nice little moment here where you could potentially influence one of the spawns to be out, and that is indeed the case. So every battle a big one here from the front side of the second hard point. Eric on 3 in a row. DC finds his way into the hard point. Looking for a trade onto Rixold, who's kind of slipped the net here a little bit. Finds himself onto 3 in a row. Very healthy on top of that. And Rock Esports just kind of sneak their way over, re-break the hill, and they're in control.
Yeah, I thought that was a mistake right there from Rock Esports by giving up those instant P2 spawns, but on your first attempt right back in through the front door, you make it count because Rixold finds 3. Now all of P7 trying to work their way through that P4 area at windows, but you keep on getting cut down. You do have pressure though because you're winning gunfights through the front, so it's all on Kicks.
Yeah, Kicks has his head in a swivel, able to find 1 pistol shot onto 1. Goodness gracious, are you joking? 4 in a row. Wins a flat-out battle against DC, who had an AR with the pistol, and he may not be done yet. Good read on the beans. That's 5 in a row. Almost good for 6, but the cleanup is there from Dom, and Rock Esports flawless on the second hill.
Yeah, it's a big play out of Kicks, as that second pistol kill allows your teammates to instantly spawn on the backside of P4 and then overwhelm the P7 player in towards the P2 HP. So a nice, comfortable 40-point lead. Trying to work off the rotation because P7 aren't fully set up. They're dropping like flies. You're not in the setup that you want to be in. You're very tight on the back end.
Bought the front relatively open here. Air's boom under some pressure, and that is just a flat-out 4-man break from the front with no real read from P7 Notorious. Coming out a little flat right now. An opportunity for Rock Esports to really just take control of this game early.
Yeah, and Afro was the guy that I watched all throughout this weekend, consistently putting up high engagements in the respawns, but a 4-9, making 5-9 start. You need this guy to start to turn up, especially on a map like Blackheart, but still 25 seconds remaining for Rock Esports at the P3. They're blowing this game wide open. You need to cut your losses of your P7 and have a response at P4.
You've got a 22 and 11 stat line between Kicks and Dom. That doesn't even include Rixold, who's in position to lock down the scrap time. He's one of those players that kind of reminds us of like a Medals on Miami. He's playing well. This Rock Esports team's hard to beat.
And now you're up by 70. P7 banking on a great hold at the P4 money hill. Eric Boom gives you a double to start it off. But if you're a Rock with the leader's advantage, you know you can start to take your time on some of these routes. Dom X is going to fly on through side steps, only finds one, but your teammates are not going to be into play, so P7 hold for now.
DC, good shutdown, at least on no one, but Dom able to find an opening to get Rock Esports on that long route around the back. Right into the hard point, shut down as Afro is able to find the elimination, and that will push off that Rock Esports hit and give P7 their first good moment of the map.
Beautiful response here from P7 so far. 30 seconds uncontested, and you still got 30 left to go. All of Rock Esports kind of work around the back, and this can either really work out for you or be really bad, because now you apply the pressure, you're potentially going to give up some streaks. And you also have players like DC taking space on the opposite side of the map, so Rock Esports have 3 players over towards P2. P7 have an opportunity to change P4 to P5.
Yeah, big moment to get P7 cooking a little bit here. Eric's going to carry a 5 spree into this break attempt around the back. Afro, first engagement is good. Beans another. There will be a transition moment here, though, as Rock Esports able to find a couple of kills. Is it enough for them to lock down the spawns, though? DC, last one left alive, and as Rock try to get their feet underneath them at P5, we'll take a listen in with the Saudi Arabians here on P5.
لا 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 فكروش ها انا ضاغط يمين انا هاخذ الحين بس ها شوف النص نص ها نص ارك نص ارك نص لا ارك يسار لوك يسار ما نص خل نص يا نص ما باجا غطها طيب الفكه من النقطه زين ابغاك تسد يمين حالك واحد يمين مره ما في يمين انا غادي ود الثاني طيب ايوه عندك واحد نص واحد تبلوت ها واحد يقدر ينط عادي ها قلبني بلعب دبلوت انا واحد اكتم جاني لاك دبلوت مات عندي واحد مات اين رمات مات انا مبلك بلو انا مبلك اشوف يسار مره علي دبلوت علي ان شاء الله اشوف
Telling you, man, these guys are for real. They survived through the Hellstorm being dropped onto the 5th hardpoint without much problem at all. And now as you rotate over to 2, Rock Esports have the upper hand as they got the early rotation. But P7 aware of that, finding a couple of kills to 50-50 chow the next hardpoint.
Yeah, I don't understand a word that they were saying, but they got me ready to run through a wall with the energy that they are putting on the main page. They are on point. They've been able to withstand that Hellstorm coming in, micromanage all of the mistakes at the P1 and still have a 40-point lead with the spawns at P2. Another 3 dead, being single-handedly trying to contest for now.
I mean, you are just getting 3 immaculate performances right now between Kicks, Dom, and Rixel. And Dom is just out here like, I'm on the hard point. You guys are frying up. No that. Easy peasy, no problems. 165, 114, 30 seconds to fight, and there's just not space for P7 to get set up at all, so Eric's gonna have to do it all himself.
Rock are fantastic right now, just creating so much extra space on these hardpoint holes. And P7 has to work so hard just to even get close towards the HP. Beans finds double, still can't lead to the contest. DC finds to win the one-on-one, but it's another one-on-one. Thankfully, Kicks is going to be weak. But the close spawn's still going to be there for Rock. P7 have it over towards P3. You didn't get any time last go around, but you desperately need it now.
Really nice, unfortunate spawn for DC here just before the hardpoint opens, but he can't make much with it. He's just trying to lock things down and block. The hunt is on for DC in the back. Connor stuck in the back room, nowhere to go. Rixel able to find his 23rd elimination. Now from the front though, P7 quickly able to reinforce, find a way to contest. Kicks, is there a moment for him right here? Maybe able to find nearly 2, but Project 7 notorious, lock things down, trying to respond to the close spawns now.
Yeah, that's big plays out of DC. Just stall time and eventually draw so much attention for Rock Esports to open up that front door push. At least the P7 getting a break and now flipping the spawns for a much needed response here. Still down by 60. Tom gonna give it one more chance at potentially a contest. He finds the opening fight, can't get the trade on the beans, but you still got the leader's advantage. We're still gonna contest for the final 15. Even though the spawns flip, we're still up by 60.
Yeah, you have to have this hill right now if you're P7 notorious. Kicks the first one to challenge. Big shots onto Afro. Now we're jumping up the wall. Dom's able to find his one. Beans, can you save the day? No, not at all. Oh, and gets a kill. And Rock Esports, a little late to the rotation, but convincing in nature, find their way in to potentially win the game here.
Look at how far pushed out Dom X is. He's telling his teammates they have to be working the OE, working that wall run. Afro is able to be the lead guy, finds an opening double, is going to put himself in a position to block the backspawn, so Dom has to figure it out. Can't get the better there of DC, so the break is good for P7.
Have to still hold this back 37 and still find successful rotations over to the new hill. Kicks, waiting for the regen on the staircase. Able to get one, but still weak. Trade, not fully there yet. Able to find a little bit more damage as Rock Esports were able to confirm that trade. Now up and over the wall. Rick's able to get in for some kid tech. 20 seconds to fight for. Dom again, still able to put some pressure on P7. Respond, they're gonna get the scrap time, and now it's all about rotating and finding the battle wins as we move over to 5.
Yeah, Kicks needs to find a kill off the rotation, or he's potentially gonna spawn all the way across the map. A lot of pressure from P7 at that P4, but Dom makes up for it with a double. Now you have the rotation that you want to potentially close the game here at the P5. How do you set this one up if you're P7 on this break attempt?
We're trying to split it. We're gonna try to send 2 around the back, 2 from the front. Afro able to win 1 on the wall jump. Rixel though shuts down stuff at square. That's gonna stabilize the setup for Rock Esports. Next hit for P7, trying to work its way quickly from the front. Dom on the corner, trying to get a read on where exactly P7 are. They're all hitting from the front, and I don't know if Rock are going to be aware of this bomb, but an unfortunate teammate comes through. So now you just have to brute force your way into the mix. Nades are starting to land. Beans, last 1v1 with the Hum X. No, not going to work out. You've got to find a way to contest. Eric jumping on forward, able to get the first, but Rock Esports are responding close. Response there from Dom, not able to get the second. Numbers starting to build here for P7, but now it's Rixel. No! Beans able to keep things neutral. 15 seconds, and P7 may see another hill.
They're just trying to force P1. Consistently jumping from the wall run. Don't want to give up the final 4 seconds, and you keep on having the last man standing. So P7 are going to be able to force another HP, but you can already see on the minimap Rock all over the map, and you fall off.
And you lose the player inside the actual mid drill as well. Rock Esports coming out and striking first in map 1 to get our grand finals kicked off.
That's an insane amount of slaying presence there from Rock Esports. The fundamentals were there. And you're expecting P7 when they're early off the rotation to be locking down these setups, but your setups on the first attempt for Rock are instantly getting broken in. We're dying off the rotation, we're flipping at the wrong time, and that's when Rock were able to capitalize on so many big time holds for initial time on some of these money hills. They were in firm control from start to finish of this game. P7 gave themselves a shot at the ending of that P4, but once they misplayed that P4 to P5 chain, you can tell Rock were always going to be in the lead. Players basically dropping 4K damage all across the board. What a tremendous team effort there from Rock Esports.
And that is just a heck of an opening debut to a wider CDL audience who may be sitting here saying, surely not, no way. Oh, yes way. And I think it's just, for us, and I'm sure, Bryce and Ton kind of walking back over this, it's refreshing to not just see this team do what they've been doing online in a lot of regard in the Elite, but to come out, obviously win Major 1, but then get onto this type of stage, and you're wondering who is going to show up. And I think all eyes would initially point to Kicks, but for a player like Rixel to come through, who, not to point a finger, but if there's a weakness, it usually relies in what he gives you in the respawns. This has been a heck of a debut across the board for all 4 players on a stage that looks like this.
Yeah, that's what Ton and Bryce are telling us in the back of the green room. Like, if Rixel has himself a series, it's going to be GG very quickly. And with the S&G presence he was setting alongside Dom, they were creating so much space and forcing P7 to be uncomfortable, while Kicks and Dom X just locking down the hardpoint time. So, feeling fantastic after the map number 1. It was a 2-point difference in that winners finals. You make those adjustments and you walk away with a way more dominant victory there. And now Rage Search to Destroy, where P7, in my mind, desperately need this map.
I think so. I mean, you're also, if you're P7 Notorious, you're looking at the overloads as you have an advantage there as well. At least just based on what we've seen from both teams throughout either it be in the Elite stage, especially for P7 Notorious, who, again, they came out of their group flawless. It looked insane. Dropped out of the winners bracket early, surprisingly. Had to make a long lower bracket run in North America to get back to the grand finals. Made a bit of a show of it, but that's just a long run. And we had never seen that before. A team that goes from losers bracket round 1 all the way back to the grand finals. But It is one of those things that you look at a best of 7, you don't want to start down 0-2.
Yeah.
Because then you're starting to build towards if we can actually catch momentum on an overload, and you start to second guess and you get in your head.
Yeah, but the good thing is, the experience, this is where that's going to play a part. You know that, like you said, it's a best of 7. It's not going to be done until someone gets 4. So falling short on the map, number 1. We're in as hot as we want it to be. Not prepared for the Blackheart aggressiveness, but Raid, Search, and Destroy, everything is going to slow down. We see it so many times, especially in that Elite Grand Final versus Bush. P7 loves to take a lot of risks. Like you see the way that Afro likes to play. He loves to take so much space alongside Eric Boom. When they have success, the game is super easy for them, but they're either getting blooded or getting the first blood. It needs to be going your way instead of the opposite.
And it's not even just off of the aggression that could be happening from the sub battle. Like we were talking about in the frame up, snipe versus snipe. Expect to see that possibly play a major impact as well, because for Beans, you know what you're gonna get. But if you are not familiar with what Dom-X has brought to the table, he had popped off yesterday and had a couple of snipes in the winners finals. I was just like, dude, what are we talking about? Looked absolutely insane. So it does feel like, to a certain regard, you know, you can kind of see it during the walkout. Beans is like on the stage, like getting all these cheers from the crowd. It's just like, whoa, this feels a little different. But you got to be able to produce that energy. And so far, it's been all controlled by what Rock Esports has done.
Got to show out in front of the hometown team. What a hometown crowd if you are Beans and Afro. A slow start to the series, but you can instantly bounce back with an S&D victory here. Beans' sniper needs to be felt. You know what he does on the map. He's not afraid to put himself in very aggressive angles to take those first couple of shots because of the confidence that is within him whenever he's walking around with the snipe. And when he's playing like that, it only opens up lanes for Afro and Eric Boom. So Beans, X Factor, no doubt. Dom-X on the other side needs to shut him down.
I hear that. So we'll see what we get here for the Raid Search and Destroy. A repeat from when these two teams have played. It's tight.
Round 11.
Yep. Last I checked, it doesn't get much closer than that. But what a story, man. I mean, while we have the time. Never mind, we don't have the time. No more time.
Instantly into the map, pal.
Sitting here waiting for that little lock-in. And we're good to go. So who's able to control the narrative from the get-go here? Because off the rip, on the Blackheart Hardpoint, it was all Rock Esports. They do that again, I think you start to feel a little bit of panic on the P7 Notorious side.
Just don't allow them to take the map away from you. Force you to be uncomfortable and basically play ISO ball on one side of the map. Got to be able to spread, play for your information. Don't allow these SMGs to break you down, but into round 1 we go. P7 on the attack. Having to feel out just to see what Rock are going to throw at them.
Afro just a little shoulder. Was able to at least respond and read that there was a snipe that came through mid-zig wall. Eric checking over towards pillars. And instead is able to find Kix, who's pushed up a little bit too far. So first blood confirmed. P7 Notorious now playing with their numbers, but Rick sold the quick response through Tiki. Has things at a bit of a pause, and whoa, hey there. Dom able to run right through, find another follow-up kill, and now it's numbers to Rock.
Don't have the information that the bomb is going to be down, though, so Afro and Beans trying to clutch on up here. Every single player from Rock is scouting for some information. Dom-X cannot commit on this gunfight.
Well, they're trying to isolate him, though. This is a nice over-the-top nade, doesn't land. Doesn't look like it. Afro is still playing over towards the front side at Kitchen. Up and over, Beans sees the shoulder. There's the chow from Afro. They get the isolation that they want, but now time's becoming an issue here with 20 seconds in the 2v2.
Got to recover the bomb and get it down. Time is still ticking. You're going to use that smoke grenade to retrieve the OBJ, but Rick Sold is able to find his second on the round. Now it's a 1v2 for Afro. He is in a position to get the bomb down and get out.
Rock will be aware that, nope, not at B. Afro sets himself up towards Laundry. And for Rock Esports, you would assume that there would be an opportunity to double up and just try to brute force him out, especially considering that Afro has the sub.
15 seconds already gone, and they still have yet to spot him.
This is taking a lot of time. Now here comes the commitment for the retake. Rixold playing on top of the bomb. Dom trying to guard. He's cleared Laundry. Afro, there's the read, gets the first. Hopping off from the defuse is Rixold. That shoulder's all Afro needs. He's going to punch up the 1v2 just based on the clock. A little nervy for Rock Esports, punished by Afro.
Yeah, Afro big time plays, man. 1v2 clutch. You know your team needed a moment to potentially stand on to give you some momentum in this series, and a 1v2 clutch starts it off right. Rock Esports put themselves in the early man advantage. It came down to 20 seconds with the bomb down on your side of the map, but somehow you turn it into a 2v2, able to get out of dodge, and then waste so much time there on that retake. And that's only due to the fact that they were playing against Afro. This guy's an S&G player. He likes to hit routes, and he can potentially catch us off guard, but you take so much time and didn't clear out towards Laundry, and it works out there for Afro for round one.
Rixel will still hold the 3 spree, though, after round 1 for Rock Esports. Domex just kind of watching a pixel peek over towards the outside portion of Laundry. Kick still holding into Rocks at mid. Afro and Eric, that's that duo that you're looking for. Shot for Domex, sent in towards Kitchen. That has Notorious scrambling and getting out of the way.
They do have mid-map control. You potentially get this bomb down over towards A, but you have given up that presence at that B site. P7 have taken water steps and kicks. You better choose the right time to stand up.
Yeah. Oh, he's able to find DC. Meanwhile, that double hit through stairs is now making its way all the way around towards Garage. And Rixel is in a decent spot, but just overwhelmed from the burst play that comes through. Bomb planted behind this though, 3v3, Dom in some trouble. Beans decides to bail and join his teammates through mid.
15 seconds are already gone. Kicks gets a lot of information. They're all attacking through mid pillars. He's able to find one, 2v2.
Beans was close towards the bomb, but not going to commit for the defuse. Smoke will dissipate. Beans able to find a rifle, turn that into 1. Dom able to shut down the first, looking for the 1v2. Up and over, back into Laundry. Oh, but Eric's right there to meet him. Good read there for P7 Notorious. Another 1v1 clutch comes through, and that's going to be a 2-0 edge.
And that's just all done off that round, the way that they figure out where Rixel is. It's a 2 players working on that deep pinch, and I thought he put himself in the perfect spot to at least guarantee 1, but great heads up play there from P7 to read the guy watching the late pinch. At that point, you put Rock Esports in a very difficult situation. They are trapped over towards Laundry, couldn't really choose the right direction to look. They were overwhelmed with the pressure through mid pillars. P7 2-0.
It's a great start. But in this first blood battle, hasn't been as convincing as maybe the scoreboard would lead you to believe. Afro looking to at least get something going early here for P7, and that's just an overwhelming force for P7, and they're going to actually take down Dom, who was looking for secondary information in Kitchen. So a 4v2 should lead to a quick plan, and Diamond Con, that's an easy one. Rixel just jumps on out, and Domex is now being chased down.
Yeah, 1v4, bomb down at A. Good luck, my friend. Try to hit some quick scopes. This is a guaranteed P7 round.
Yeah. There's absolutely no way. But maybe a chance to get a little bit of a hot hand cooked up here. That is what we're talking about. I'm telling you, this guy's got it. Well, don't give him too much, and yeah, the flank from behind. But a small sample size of what you might need to worry about with Domex on this night.
Yeah, right now, Rock Esports needs to make some adjustments, man, because they're single-handedly just sending kicks out to middle by himself.
Yes.
Like, someone needs to watch over him. You do it on the offense, at least with Domex and the sniper, but you can't single-handedly try to hold down mid-map with so many angles to watch. You give up the first blood, someone tries to get the trade, you instantly fall as well, 4v2. Not in a position there, because you're getting picked off early. So P7 playing flawless S&D so far.
That was by far their cleanest round, though.
Yeah.
So, does feel like for Rock Esports, time to make an adjustment. Trophy system down, looking for some aggression. Domex looking for that opening peek through Kitchen. It is just a little bit of a push through as, yeah, you've got a read here for P7 Notorious. They've got 3 defenders in place towards B. Dom's still going to commit for the plant. Eric cannot fully see him, but can you get him on the exit? Beans catches 1 deep. Dom has no exit, and a 4v2 early has Rixel sweating, but he's able to find the first.
Smoke down, though, so you can't see it from low bedroom. Someone eventually has to peek the bomb because P7 have the numbers. You could potentially be thinking about the objective, but they're actually playing it perfect.
Afro trying to push forward, taking some damage. Pistol out, Rixel to find himself a second, but Beans able to find the counter snipe. Now it's just down to can Domex play off the clock. 1v2 situation. Beans able to find at least an angle, but not able to connect. It's DC top bedroom to finish things off, and it's P7 Notorious, still flawless 4-0 up.
It's just so easy. when you're gathering information 5-10 seconds into the round. Rock Esports, they try to take mid-map away with the sniper watching over to get towards water steps, to get over towards the B site. But as soon as he gives up the angle, Eric Boom crosses towards money. Now Beans finds that opening kill. Eric Boom in a position to get the bomb planter. You're put into a 4v2 immediately as soon as that goes down. So in a man down to get all 4 players when they know you're going to be over towards bedroom, P7 just need to calculate their pushes. And they trade out effectively, and they're now up 4-0.
Yeah, Rock Esports is going to need something besides the kicks push into middle to give them some versatility, because right now it has been pretty one-dimensional.
Yeah.
And that pivot point, if it's not there, it does feel like it's just 4-man hits, at least based on that last example. Kicks once again, though, playing in towards mid, not playing as far forward, but Beans, I believe, did just see Dom pushing through onto the A site, and that's enough for P7 Notorious to say, let's try to feel up the other parts of the map first before we commit to gunfights.
Let's just back up and wait potentially for them to run right into us, because Kicks, again, taking so much space single-handedly by himself. Those are shoulder there for your Afro, you gather more information. So now you know there's pressure up mid, there's pressure towards ring, we gotta go B.
Go B, yep. And they're going to be very worried about
that's a dolphin
playing topside towards Tiki. Rixel, of course, sees Afro splash into the pool. Oh, but a nice shoulder from Eric. Doesn't get punished, though, as Rixel! Oh my goodness, almost behind 2. But the trade is out, and now the flank is on. Being watched by Beans, no scope this time, just the AR, and he gets beat by Dom. So now a chance for Rock to get on the board 3v2.
30 seconds left to go. Both players from P7 looking for one-on-one gunfights, but a great re-pinch there from DC. You spot it if you are Kicks. Now all you want to do is play your life. I guess he doesn't see him, 2v2.
You know that someone else is still playing deep. Afro, it's a big gunfight on the Dom. Just down to Dom X. Playing over towards cutout and repositioning. 13 seconds on the clock. Pressure on if they can get the plant off, but DC catches him at mid. The 2v3 comes through for P7 Notorious.
So many clutches. Rock Esports, you gotta be alongside each other in these man-up advantages, because there's no way 2 players from P7 force one-on-one gunfights across the map. You're throwing away a bunch of these rounds. You started off this game in a 3v2 loss, and now you're losing this one to be down 5-0.
Yeah.
Getting outclassed right now by P7 and S&D.
A 1v2, a 1v1, a 2v3. P7 just doing the dirty work in the mid-round. And what a statement in response this would be for P7 Notorious. To come out in 6-0 Rock Esports, who have been so good at search and destroy. And they just cannot find anything at all. Double push on the way. Talked about it. Eric Boom and Afro working together, but Dom X shuts that down. First blood comes by way of the scope, and Rock Esports in the 4v3.
On the 4v3, you already have presence on the backside of Laundry. Let's not waste any time on getting this objective down. Make them come to us. So Rixel's just gonna put it down at A. Dom X finds another one with the snipe on the flank. 4v2. This should be a lockup round.
Should be. Chance to watch some more magic out of Dom X's snipe. Pistol, that will work. Finds DC. Now has a rifle to play with. Knows that he's got Afro nearby, but no ace confirmed here. Rock Esports still on the board, though.
Yeah, you finally get one on the board there. Dom X with the first blow onto Eric Boom, being the aggressor through mid-zig. Head on a swivel. You know that pinch is open. You line up that shot onto Beans, and then 4v2, you get the bomb down. An easy post-plant victory there for Rock to finally get on the board. Starting to communicate between each other. Mid-round adjustments starting to come on in, and I think the biggest one on their defense is let's just take mid together as a unit, not send Kicks by himself.
Need something else besides that, at least. Something else. And honestly, you were going to play that same kind of aggression. You're not really giving Dom X a chance to get first blood by way of snipe, so why not just try to rely onto that? Stun comes through, Kicks pushes forward. Some spray happens through Zig, but that's about it. Kicks is resilient, I'll tell you that much. Persistent.
Guys roaring with confidence. Mid-map is his. And he's not willing to give it up for free. Hitting a couple wall bangs with the M15 just to put them at bay. And that's been 30 seconds gone, and Beans taking space over at Laundry. The play's going to be at A.
Hey, a little contact defense back here, but
what the hell?
Yeah, you got to win that one. At least get some odds in it. Beans able to find 2. And now all of a sudden, Rock Esports find themselves scrambling. You know that Kicks is playing at mid. So your flank has to be hard scoped and watched by DC, and everyone else at Laundry's feeling safe. This is looking like a lockup.
Yeah, this should be a 6-1 victory for P7. 2 players prepare for the engagement on the backside of Laundry. Both players from Rock and a rally for their chance here.
Stun comes through though, does connect. Afro up and over, no problem. Plus the turnover to Kicks, who was able to find two, but nothing more. P7 Notorious, a little slow up the gate on Blackheart. No pause here though on the raid search. Take care of business, we're tied at 1.
So many clutches, so many icy moments throughout this game. And it was Afro to start it off and then everyone else giving their 25%. Rock Esports just didn't really have a good team aspect there on the raid search to destroy. I need to see more team pushes and better situations where we have the man up, but we're just playing two spread. P7 with the experience understood what your setup was looking like by the positionings that you were in the gunfights they found themselves in. So they just picked you apart, worked around the map, and just manipulated the game the way that they wanted to. A tied series very quickly.
That felt like a search and destroy that was won last night.
Yeah.
You know, as you're sitting in the hotel room watching back the 11 rounds that you played, what was causing us issues if you're P7 Notorious? Seems like you kind of figured it out there. Stay away from Dominic's snipe. Don't give him a chance. Know that you're going to get isolation on the Kicks. That worked out nicely. So, even with the opening first bloods that Rock Esports were enjoying, not in the closeout rounds, thanks to the mid-rounding calls from P7 Notorious, has them, like mentioned, tied up in a 1-1 count. You start to look now over towards the exposure overload, and that has been the weak point based on the kind of the sample size that we've gotten out of Rock Esports. They got blown out in the net overload. They vetoed that one out. That's your winner's bracket advantage, but you still need to show us something on the overload, no matter what the map is, compared to what we saw yesterday.
Oh, well, it definitely should, right? Because yesterday they got smoked. Yesterday it was also a 6-5 raid search to destroy. Today it's got to be a different overload. They had to have been doing some homework on the back end.
We'll find out. We're going to head over to our first break here, this best of 7 Challengers Grand Finals here at Birmingham for Major 2. A lot on the line. Both teams will be at the Pro-Am for Major 3, but a chance for Rock Esports to go back-to-back would be special. We'll be back with the exposure overload right after this.
COD Champs tickets are on sale now. Come see the best teams lock in for this season's grand finale in fabulous Las Vegas. All 4-day passes come with early venue access. Head to FazeVegas.com or scan the QR code to get your tickets now.
Look like the pros to play like the pros. The CDL team skins are available now. Scan the QR code or check out the in-game store now. Scuf, official controller of the CDL.
Cutting through with our boy through dojo. What a rotate. What a rotate. Oh my god. Take notes, everybody.
Mine.
Yep, box.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Shot time. One shot. You went front time. Time. Falco, one shot.
What? What? Oh. That looked like horse manure.
2 on time. Real's 9 and 21. Oh my god. We're getting a top 5 play early today.
Massive moment.
Oh my god.
Close to their own, but
This is over. This is over.
Oh!
Holy he's still going! He's still going!
2, 3. Is anyone gonna shoot him? This is over.
Oh,
Nice. Come on.
hey, we got orange challenge, bro. Go. Let's go. Holy shit.
Oh, he's got clutch up there.
Ravens are a work-from-home team.
Hero shutting down Hydra from putting together a very congestive spawn trap.
I'm sorry.
That's good. That is good. That right there is good content.
We're using that one.
That is good content.
That is the best way to call
That is good content. Help me jack off, Prime. Absolutely. You know ball, buddy. Calling them a work-from-home
Who
team
said that?
is
Who
so
said that? We need to give him
disrespectful,
props.
dude.
from the Thieves. They cannot allow this to slip now. And very snaky going on. Octane and Envoy have broken through. Can find one. Finds the second 1v1. And it's Clayed up looking for the last. And they put it out. 10 seconds, 10 points. The comeback of the CDL year. Can they do it? The Thieves are moving, but they are moving into the kill feed. And Legion have just made the greatest comeback in Hardpoint you will ever see.
Welcome back to Championship Sunday here at Major 2 in Birmingham. We've got a 1-1 count in the Challengers Grand Finals. Rock Esports kicking things off hot with a Blackheart Hardpoint win, but domination on the raid. Search and destroy from P7 Notorious has us eagerly awaiting the exposure overload. Shift with Study here. And again, just to kind of give the rewrap, the frame up one more time, overload feels like the soft spot for Rock Esports. We've seen them get all the way to the distance of best of fives, largely because map 3 has not gone all that well for them. They get rid of the den that was part of the winners finals between these two teams yesterday, but we need to see improvements no matter what the map is at a best of 7.
Oh yeah, but they need to just show instantly their slaying prowess that they had in map number 1. That is going to be the biggest difference maker in overload, because we just casted P7 Notorious in the grand finals of the Elite, and they lost both versus a team who were not successful in overload at all. So without a doubt, if you're P7 looking to take this overload, I'm looking at the SMGs to really get going. Eric Boom and Afro, they didn't have the best Blackheart HP, but they had a great response there on the search and destroy. When your SMGs are able to be those lead blockers, to be those guys finding those opening kills, creating those lanes for the EMP carrier to eventually lead to a score, that's when the game is truly gonna feel like what you want it to be. So Afro, Eric Boom, gotta be those guys to just get lost and make plays.
Yeah, I like that call in terms of who you spotlight. On the other side here, again, we've seen the ability for Kicks to just flat out take over, man. He's just been unguardable. But you look to a player like Rixel, who had a great Blackheart, like you mentioned, kind of flexing between both weapons. If he could provide that same kind of presence on the map again, Rock Esports may be able to find that little bit of extra success. I will also say we've seen a lot of exposure overload on the weekend.
Yeah.
It has largely been determined by what happens in the first 30 seconds. These breakoffs have been so crucially important towards teams getting early advantages and then kind of manipulating the map afterwards to hold those edges as we get back and forth in affairs of scoring.
Yeah, and if you remember what happened with P7 and Bush in that series, the break off in the first 30 seconds, they were already down 0-2. So you cannot have that. You need to slay your way around the middle of the map. And if you're losing those early gunfights, value your life to be that guy that only needs one kill to stop the push. So without a doubt, we know the pace is going to be set by Afro and Eric Boom. But DC, the fundamental guy who I look at this team to just be in the right spots, always at the right time. He's got to be able to lock it down with the AR.
Yeah, I mean, especially as kind of floating back and forth between both sides of the map, you need to have head on a swivel, but you also need to know what space is available that you need to try to block out and guard. Okay. It's all about macro gameplay, it feels like, in a lot of ways here for this exposure overload. And for Rock Esports, it's just about, again, can you keep that momentum and tempo that you built so quickly in the Blackheart on a more structured mode like overload, where, again, you have to pick and choose your moments in the blink of an eye. Here we go. Right off the reset, 1-1 count, exposure overload. Who's got the edge early?
And also, who's going to have the better teamwork here? Rixel already finding an opening frag over the top, but a lot of presence from P7 through low dirt. You go 2-2 splits to the battle for mid-map.
Traded out though, Domex able to find one. DC, this is what we're talking about. Can he fill that gap? Able to find the first clean lead, but doesn't find the double. Afro keeps mid-map contested. Nice shots over the top as Afro finds 2. And now it's just down to finding one more before possibly just grabbing and going, and almost able to connect onto its top ring was Afro, but that gets shut down and we'll stay in this battle for mid.
Yeah, but P7, at least for now, feeling a lot more comfortable around that mid-map pressure because you still have presence over towards ring, and you're also finding kills in sync. The 2v2 battle, DC trying to create that lane. Potentially an opening score. Great shots there onto Domex, and now you have Beans on the opposite side looking for one-on-one gunfight. If he's able to win it, you can pull the EMP on that way, but the gunfight is taking so damn long. Beans eventually finds it, but 2 players fall.
I mean, this has all been 1v1s all over the map. There's one at mid, there's one up top, one down low. It just feels like everyone's looking for one lane to push, and no one's able to create the space, maybe until Afro could possibly find 2. Hold on a second here, though. Kicks trying to grab and find
He's
a
already
opportunity
there.
to score, but here's the spawn to Rock, all the way down towards A. Beans blocking, trying to look for something on return. Eric stunned for a moment, but was able to get through the threshold and find the opening score.
Yeah, Beans has been there for so long at that point. He was just waiting for his teammates to find somewhat success around that mid-map area because he was hard blocking, forcing all of Rock to spawn at A. So P7 get on the board first, and now already into the gunfights to potentially get score number 2. Afro finds 2 in a row, trying to locate number 3, but Beans cleans him up. So you have the EMP in your possession, got to finesse a little bit.
Afro knows that there was another player nearby, but DC's able to find Dom. But Beans showing a rotation to A, but needs help from his team. They're trying to rewrap back over through mid, and now a chance to set themselves up for a potential other B score. Afro on 3 in a row. The first one blocking. Pistol shots able to get some damage in, but Domex is low, not low enough though. Was able to shut down the EMP carrier, and Rock will hold.
Oh, they traded there. It's gotta suck if you are Beans, but stop there for Rock Esports at the goal line. Now puts them on the attack. DC gives the information. So many players crossing through mid-tank, and he wins a one-on-one gunfight. Now all you need your teammates is to participate in some of these engagements. Afro gives you kill number 2. One player from Kicks is all the way out of the play. You just gotta go forward.
But Beans looking for the trade, able to get one. Problem is, Rock Esports did spawn up towards B, so the defense once again able to hold. A little bit of a sloppy moment there for P7 Notorious. Had the ability to set themselves up, but rushed the F here just a touch. And we're going to go to the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Rock Esports not elected to grab the EMP though, so he'll reset back over to tank.
Yeah, and they have 2 players around that mid-map area. You need gunfights to go your way. DC wins another big one-on-one. Now the only one here is going to be Kicks, but one gunfight is all you need to slow down the push. If you get one extra, even better. But now on the opposite side, players coming off the respawn. Beans, your lead blocker over towards A. This is looking like a gap.
Yeah, Domex falling at mid is critical. Beans able to find one more up top of the platform. Big shot. To get 2, and that's going to lead to a second score for P7 Notorious. And they've got the bottom side of the map locked down for the next spawn point. This could be a quick exchange for a possible relay.
They got them trapped, man. Already 2 dead in the feed. You got one player in Domex just trying to keep it alive from top window, but now you're the only player from Rock Esports trying to hold down mid-map. Thankfully, he gives you one at the right time. 1 minute and 20 left to go on the Gamecock, but P7, they are finding the kills when they need to, and you already have Eric Boom taking a lot of space to ring.
Needs to find the information on the player top ring, and that's it. Now knows that Rixel is up top. EMP rotating around the pivot man of Eric Boom. Able to catch one with the nade out, but just gets a little bit caught right there. And then Domex able to shut down the EMP carrier. DC trying to get it done himself, but too many members to deal with. Leaving Beans just to try to play a little bit of cleanup. Finds the first. Knows he's got a second one nearby, and lots of damage out, but Domex able to find the win, and Rock Esports can reset.
And this is where you need to push up towards B. You already found 2 kills, but we're playing it super patient, and no one retrieves the EMP. So now you're on the wrong side of the map. We got to work all the way towards dirt. 40 seconds remaining. Eric Boom trying to work on a pinch route. You know that all of Rock have to be over towards the lower side, and you're hoping your teammates install time for you to get into play. They try to, and that doesn't lead to anything. Rock finally get one on the board.
Yeah, finally. I mean, again, it just looked like it was getting a little bit too cute for a moment there for Rock Esports, but they punished. EMP gonna go back over to mid. Rock Esports have a full hold on the middle of the map. Domex is gonna grab and see if he can try to run this thing, and he very well may be able to if a kill comes through, but instead it's Eric Boom from behind that stops the play. 8 seconds. Rixel thinking about it, but he is caught between a rock and a hard place. It's going to be P7 Notorious able to collect the EMP before it resets for a chance at overtime here in the first half.
Lead blocker already falls though at this 8 point, so now you're looking at B to hit the route over towards that B side, or you're just going to commit over towards A. One player's got a pistol, one's got a grab. Afro needs to try to clutch on up, but you fly on with the wall bounce, and you get the stop at the goal line. P7, without a doubt, on that opening half, we're controlling a lot more of the map. A couple missed opportunities there, only give them a 1-score lead, but Rock, on the one attempt that they finally got the EMP past that 50-yard line, they get the score. You just can't consistently be in your spawn trying to win an overload.
Yeah, absolutely the case. And it just felt like as soon as they started to lose control over mid, again, panic started to set in a little bit. You're forced to a lot of 1v1 gold. Really, it wasn't even 1v1s, it was like 1v2 gunfights. And you do get a couple of heroic stands defensively, but not enough, I would say, in terms of showing us what they could do offensively. So lucky to be down 1, to be sure, but we need to see something different from Rock here in the second half.
Yeah, a lot quicker in pacing and understanding of what you need to do. We get 2 kills. We need to be going because we have the numbers advantage to potentially get a score, but we keep on trying to look for even more. And Just allowing that time to keep on ticking down. Respawns to come on in. P7 consistently are always into the play, but off the break of this one, 3 go down in favor of Rock. Your EMP carry doesn't have a lead blocker, so Kicks just give up his life for free.
Yeah, he was just looking for space. I don't think he anticipated that Beans was going to be that closely and that quickly over towards P2. Beans trying to find some space through panel, shut down. Kicks, got just DC trying to collect the EMP. Now you've got numbers for Rock. They've lost track of Eric Boom, though, until the turn comes through and Kicks finds a massive win. Now you can start setting yourself up for an attack with your Rock.
Yeah, they're not going to go over towards B, and this is a perfect decoy because you draw the defense for P7 on this side of the map, and your lead blocker in Rixel leads to find an opening, but unfortunately, you look right at the wrong time. You make it a 2v2, and all Kicks has left is a pistol. The stop is good for P7. Now they're on the attack.
Yeah, Dominick's not able to, A, see anything at that mid-cross, but B, doesn't find any eliminations on the pinch. Allows P7 to keep their focus forward, win their battles, and keep their defense strong. Now you've got a route starting to develop on the other side for Dynacon. Rock Esports try to chase him. It looks like Kicks is aware of this potential play, but he's just sneaking in the smallest bush you've ever seen, and now DC, the lead blocker, looking for kills, not quite able to. Being stunned up, naded, nowhere to go after the last one. Left gets himself to 5 in a row. The pistol whip not gonna work, and Rock can recontrol.
You see the time of possession is heavily favored in favor of P7, but doesn't even matter when you're only down by 1. You just need one opportunity if you are Rock and EMP in your possession, but you are in your spawn, so you gotta make calculated plays here. Eric Boom already taking a lot of space through low window. He's trying to find an opening, but Rock spot him.
He's making some noise here at mid window for sure. Finally comes back to find Domex. Chance to possibly line up forward, but Kick shuts down the play. After on the other side, contesting panels. Sees the shadow, surely. And that's not gonna matter, DC beats him to the punch. So, chance here for P7. EMP's forward towards B, but the kills are starting to turn up in favor of the Rock defense.
That's big plays out of Domex to find that double. Now you're forcing Beans to hit the rotation to his teammates who are alive around that mid-map area. But it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. You cannot allow P7 to continuously just be finessing with the EMP. You gotta take care of him. It's time to find the opening.
Yeah, long route though from Eric Boom. Trying to support this play through mid. Keeps the EMP on the ground. Should reset in a moment, but Eric Boom connects and finds it before it does. So now the battle continues to rage on over towards P2. DC finds a forward kill though through windows, but you can't rotate it back over. You can't wait for the pinch. And now it's just time to can you win the battle from the front. And that's enough, maybe. One more spawner somewhat close. Can you get there in time for Beans? He's on the hustle. Afro right there trying to guard, and that will be enough for Beans to finalize the score. 3-1 up our P7.
Big time plays out of P7. Now a 2-score lead. 1:40 left to go. Reset over towards Take side as well. And they're also getting every single kill off the rotation. Thankfully, Domex wins one gunfight and doesn't allow that score to just get away from you. Just need your teammates to slay out of spawn, but as you do that, Eric Boom's just gonna pull it out.
And you get 2 spawners for P7 to the bottom side of the map. This is gonna be an even battle in front of this zone. No one else is here. Rock Esports are all the rotation on the long route. The kills come through, and P7's gonna get a freebie. And you still get the EMP down here, so the route from Kicks is essentially moot. Not much you can do from it. Eric is still causing problems here in the A zone.
They are just controlling the game, the pace of how this is going to be played, and just putting Rock Esports in so many uncomfortable situations. They get 3 dead over towards Tank. You're not expecting the last guy to just retrieve the EMP, but the comms are coming in. We're getting low those scores. No need to waste any time on those fights. Let's wrap it back for potentially another score.
Oh, man.
So up by 3. Rock have literally 20 seconds to get one on the board, or this map's done.
Yeah. Feels like it's pretty much all but over at this point in time. Rock Esports just could not put together more than 2 offensive looks. Too much forward zone of control for P7 Notorious. So it's do or die time. It doesn't feel like it's not really mathematically possible unless you score right here and you get a quick pickup to score again to maybe force an overtime, but feels very desperate in nature. Dom in some trouble. Push out comes through, and that elimination will all but seal it. P7 Notorious coming out with a fury here in the exposure overload. Going to take it by a pretty hefty margin. Just comes down to will it be 4 or will it be 5? It looks like it's going to be just a 4-1 count.
Yeah, they were just in firm control from start to finish of this overload, man. That score number 5, yeah, we slay our way right through at that 8 point to make the stat lines look a little bit better. But P7, they outclassed them, man. That was straight teamwork, making the dream work, and understanding what we need to do in all of these moments when the chaos is brewing. it's like Rock were a little bit late to like understanding what they needed to do on the map, where we needed to take space, how we needed to play it, a little more finessing involved when we had the EMP in our possession. But you don't really have a lot of time to make those plays because time of possession was dominant there from P7 from start to finish.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things, again, the experience that comes with the veterans on stage. Give them enough time, they're going to figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
And not to like, you know, completely rule out Rock Esports, but as impressive as they've been on the individual level, there is still the idea of, okay, how do we best play the mode? What do we need to be doing? Where are our chances if opportunities are created? And you get lost in a couple of moments. A couple of chances that looked like there would be maybe an opportunity to score, or at least threaten to score, get squashed because someone tries to get a little bit too cute. You think back to that long kicks route as the reset's starting to come through the bottom side of the map. He's never a part of the play. I mean, he's out of it for about a minute and a half, so. Tough scenes overall, but for P7 Notorious, a huge map win leads to some significant momentum. 6-1 the Search, 5-1 the Overload, and now we start to look towards the Scar Hardpoint. It feels like P7 Notorious have gotten their feet underneath them. They're comfortable.
Yeah, the last two maps have been dominant from P7. Experience definitely playing a part. You're outclassing, having so many clutches in the Search and Destroy, and then when you get to the Overload, just like Rock didn't understand how quickly they needed to read the map to make the right plays. And P7 didn't waste any time here, so without a doubt, they're feeling so damn good off of the last two maps to be comfortable potentially taking the third one in a row on that Scar Hardpoint. This is just a different map, though, for Rock Esports. I talked to Ton, I talked to Bryce. Whenever you watch these guys play, I felt like in the back of my mind, you put them on AR maps, they are going to dominate you. We saw it yesterday on Den. I've seen it so many times throughout the Elite on Scar. This is one of their go-to maps.
So the frame up now comes down to not necessarily do or die for Rock Esports. The Colossus Search would be an interesting one, to be sure. But going down 1-3, look, you still have another Overload to come. That's the one that I think really you're going to feel the pressure on. So that's why I would say for this map in particular, it feels like a must-win for Rock Esports just because the Scar Overload doesn't feel good about your chances. To win this one, you have to come out, win the Colossus Search, then hope you do it in 7. Seems like kind of the idea.
Oh, that's what these guys have been doing all season long. Now they go to a game 5, they basically don't lose it. They'd love to see series go all the way the distance, but in order to get there, you got to win some of the maps in the middle, and this one is desperately needed for them because, like you said, you still got an Overload you got to think about, and it's not like P7 have yet to waken up. They have dominated these last two maps, man. You need to start right here, right now, getting yourself back into it.
And getting onto a more 4AR setup type of map.
Exactly,
again, I keep the focus back over to Rixold again, just kind of on the weaker side of things. But if you want to speak more positive storyline, this is where Kix could be the spark plug for this team. He has been unbelievable. The moments that we saw last year at the beginning of the year with that Falcons roster has shown up in a major way. He has been kicking people around in challengers, whether it be in the elites in EU, but I think in particular, you go back and if you were to watch any of the footage from Major 1, he is just everything, man. He's got a special POV.
And we got a slight glimpse of him last year in the CDL. He was, without a doubt, the best one that passed the eye test on that Falcons original lineup. And now he's sitting here on Rock Esports still putting on a show. You need his AR to be felt, but one thing that they can guarantee is that their sling is going to be there. Their pressure is going to be there because you saw it in map number 1. I know Blackheart is completely different than Scar, but you whip out those ARs, you're finding the kills off the rotations, and you're winning those rotations based off of the sling. That was a difference maker in map number 1 and might have to be the difference maker here in map 4.
I think it has to be. You know, shut down Beans, shut down Dynacon, put the pressure onto Eric and Afro. That would be a big key. I think especially on rotation in particular, if you can assert those long lines of sight immediately, force the SMGs to have to hit cheeky routes, maybe find less COD timing, that's your only real avenue. So yeah, I think it does have to start, I think maybe not necessarily in the break-off, but especially towards the timing at P2. Rock Esports have to control that early rotation and set the tone and force P7 to have to maybe abandon some of their preferred timings to battle up against the ARs that Rock Esports bring to the table.
Because you saw it in map number 1 when P7 are put in a position where they go for it dead and they're trying to lead to a break. That first round gets shut down and they're just bombarding through the front door. So Rock Esports, you gotta force them to be uncomfortable, but it's Eric Booman. Afro already combining for 2. Eric Booman with a great pin at white wall, instantly flips those spawns, and P7 already in firm control of the map.
Yeah, this little position from Beans could be huge, but it's a quick shutdown from Kix. You get put that spawn trap. Oh, careful. Afro able to find one in response, but stunned up, can't find the better of Rixel. DC now inside the hard point. Not able to finesse, leaving Beans off the respawn in mid-shop by himself. That's a good response from Rock Esports.
Fantastic plays from Rock Esports, more specifically out of Rixel, who just works his way around that white wall area. Flips the spawns over towards blue, and now you have a chance potentially to take the lead going in towards P2, but 3 kills in sync for P7 off the rotation. They're going to be crystal clear at the next setup.
A little bit of a question mark, though, for P7 Notorious on where Rock Esports have spawned. You can see everyone just kind of watching everything, and in that moment, a bit of a snowball starts to occur here as Rixel is able to find himself a couple. Kicks through mid-map, keeping the focus split. P7 won the rotation, but they haven't gotten into time. Exactly, Jay. And now you've got Rock Esports with the numbers. Quick spawns for P7 will allow them to contest, but a missed moment for sure for P7 Notorious.
Without question, man, and it all comes back to just the comms of not knowing where those spawns are going to come on in. You had Afro pushed out towards blue side. You had another player blocking back green, so you had no indication on where the pressure was going to be coming from. And that allows Rock Esports to not give up any time right here at the P2 and now take a nice little lead with till 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, look at Kicks already up forward, trying to guard the rotation for P7's next break attempt. 15 seconds on the clock. You need to win some gunfights here if you're P7 Notorious, and Afro gives you 2. Timing for rotation, likely the next thing on the way here. Rock Esports are fully committing for the time, including the route from Kicks. So now it's just down to what Dom can find on the rotation as P7 will get to the plane heady first. Eric in a position to win the first gunfight, and that's going to be big for P7 Notorious with the setup around 3.
And they also have the blue spawns as well. So now if you are Rock, someone has to hit one of these long routes, and it's going to be none other than Kicks, who does get picked off by Afro. So now this is a lockdown setup. You need stuns and nades to lead to an opening here at the P3 because there's no trophy systems in play.
Well, patience from the front here from Rock. Wow, Kicks is taking the Giga route, brother. 30 seconds on the hill, and he's looking for P4 spawns right now. Big win from Domex in the middle of the map. Now the full pinch from Kicks can come into play. Able to find the first. And this puts everyone into panic mode for P7 Notorious. Last one left is Eric Boot, but that long route for Kicks only gives you 1 kill. P7 still reaps the reward of the majority of time, and with 15 seconds, they're just going to guard against the rotation, set themselves up for 4.
Yeah, Kicks just goes on that long route so they don't give up a full 60 at the P3, because all he needed was 1 kill, leads to the final 20 there for Rock Esports. And a lot of map presence on the right side of the map. They also find a couple kills off the rotation. So 2 players from P7 all the way in Africa. At least a close spawn comes in because that new hill instantly pops, but Afro is going to instantly fall. And Rock, even though it looked like a bad play at P3, it actually works out to perfection.
Yeah, Afro probably spawns up right there like, whoa, where am I? What the hell? I can hear. Rock Esports solid in the first 20 on the 4th hard point. Dom able to win a big one on Eric Boom on the entry. Afro up top, gives away his position. So now the awareness on the Rock. Guns up, over towards white wall side. Afro looking to block spawns around the back. And with the numbers, now he can dive on into the hard point. Wins his first against Rixel. And deleting trophy systems, that's enough for P7 to get themselves in. And now they're going to win spawns on top of that with these extra eliminations. Almost able to find one more, but Rock Esports a chance to try to fight them over the exit.
Yeah, now with only 20 seconds left, though, it's great to get this time, and it's even better if we can get the rotation to potentially chain it. So we have to take some space around the middle of the map. Every kill you find by the old hard point is still up. You can potentially swarm them behind you, but great shots out of Tom X all the way across the back onto Boom. Allows Rock Esports to win the rotation over towards P5. Now P7 looking for a break.
Kicks is looking for info on the backside, blocking spawns. Able to find Afro and DC.
What a spot.
Yeah, well, the nades coming through are going to give an opportunity for P7 Notorious to isolate. Rixel trying to follow up and fill the gap, not able to. Domex also dropping.
Too clean.
Quick break for P7 on 5.
That's clean 4 dead. Back spawns now secured, and Rock Esports spawning all the way across the map. Need to find a stun or a nade to be impactful here for potentially a break. Domex, though, is able to sneak his way through mid-cut. The lead right now is going to go in favor of P7. They are lining up the kill feed. Let's listen to the Brits over there on P7. We're listening.
Here, start standing on the backside. Stay on the backside.
Okay, yeah.
I'm rich up.
On the front side time. Nice call.
Nothing beacon at the back. Play the left. So let's go. Watch out left. 2, but they spawn win.
Nice.
One spawn win. Oh, there's 2 going here right now.
Underneath time. Underneath gate. In shot, free shot. Nice. Underneath gate. Easy time.
Yeah, good.
Nice. There's a time. Nice.
I'll
get time.
One more time.
I want you to try. I'm telling you. I want you to wait. I'm flanking. They're gonna.
I have all my top blue. I have all top blue, Joe. Ready? I have my top blue. Yeah. Top blue. I have my top blue, Joe. You have my shot. You get my shot. Shot me.
Nice. I'm checking.
Soak for one wave. Soak for a wave.
They're rubbing right. They're all rubbing right.
Soak for one wave. Soak for one wave. Soak for one wave here. Top blue. Push.
Weak on the right. Full stand front shot.
Ready. I'm making a shot. We're gonna hit this one.
Listen, I'm flanking the left side. Listen. Nice. I'm flanking the left side. 1 second.
We're gonna start reflipping that. One's in a small P5. One's in my small P5 now, guys.
In you, Kala.
We're gonna reflip. We're gonna
Kala weak side. Kala weak side. Is there stairs? There's stairs. There red stairs.
I love build. One behind.
The girls from behind you guys.
Our top part. Top part, one shot. One's up close bridge. One shot. Close bridge.
Full stand, bro. I'm using 18. Nice.
Shot's open. I'm wrapping left. I got it. Shot pitching bridge. Dead. 8 time. Let's get through. I'm gonna pitch you. He's holding the pitch, bro. All go in front. They're all going front. All
front of me. Roll.
All four front, bro.
Close left from the tail.
Right here top. Our top. Top.
Nice.
All that. Yo.
I'm gonna go left side.
They're gonna hit this, bro. They're gonna hit this.
I'll take 2 left side. From blue, one shot. One's going shot. I'm going left side.
I'm full beat. Bridge. Big up bridge. One shot, one dead. One more P1.
Starting to get a little out of hand right now. P7 Notorious essentially sending the medicine that Rocky Sports gave them in map 1 right back to sender. 28-12 for Afro, 20-13 for DC, and Beans roar as he's also popping off multi-kill after multi-kill.
And this second half of the game has been a complete shift in how all of the first half went. P7 dominate P1, have a hell of some to bail them out of a bad setup at the P2. And even though you're late off the rotation towards P3, you're still up by 60, and you have Route, big hit. DC gonna be the guy through top green. Give me kill number 2, tries to line up number 3, but not enough bullets in the M15. Still a break there for P7 for a good chunk of time.
Yeah, and more importantly, you set yourself up for win condition on the 4th hard point. So it's just about making sure you don't get wiped here on this push attempt by Rock Esports. Fortunate team kill for DC, but the spawns are still in for P7 Notorious. And with 8 seconds remaining, that's all you need. The spawns for new. 150 to 14. Do or die time for Rock Esports.
They need to find this wave of kills to go their way. At least effective on the trade, already showing presence on the backside of Tank, but this is a guy you haven't been able to trade a majority of this map. Afro holding down the OE. Give me kill number 2. He is on one right now, out.
Win condition established. Beams from the okay. The UK 2 getting it done here in Birmingham. 231-51. And this is what we were hearing about Rock Esports. As soon as the game gets out of hand, they get scattered, they get staggered, and that is leading to a killing field in favor of P7.
Only 5 more seconds needed for P7. Back spawns are locked down. Afro's taking over. It's GG.
It's GG. It had been for a while. Rock Esports continue to just flood on in like lemmings. And shout out by the way, Tunny. We're sitting in the green room. What's the scouting report when Rock find themselves down? They lose their heads. They start to get really panicky. And that was the case immediately following that second set of rotations.
Just like when you put a team in an uncomfortable situation, you usually find yourself in scrims making up for that. But on the main stage, if your first rule isn't working on those long routes for early break attempts, you're now head bashing that in front of the hard point. And that's never gonna be good because there's no way with blue spawns on the second half of the game, you should get full 60 at the P1. We were just so scattered around the map, trying to run right up through white wall, getting pre-aimed by ARs on the side of P7. Okay, we're trying to take Delhi. Afro's locking it down with an SMG or an AR. You couldn't find any space on the map because P7 was slaying you to bits. 26 non-traded, almost 3,700 damage there out of Afro. That's the guy that I saw all weekend long, and I'm happy he finally showed.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And it's to that point, you know, just to kind of speak to Afro a little bit more, we saw that all last year in Challengers as well. Unfortunate situations kind of starting into the beginning of this year, but kind of thinking back over that Scar Hardpoint, I kind of want to say that like this whole map changes in that one moment where P3 gets away from you in the first set of hills. Kix takes that super long route to just create something. And yeah, that may work for that particular moment, but when you start to find yourself still down 60 points, 70 points, That's where the Rock team had been vulnerable, where they just get a little bit too jittery and it's just, I gotta go, I gotta make a play happen, and you're getting caught playing into a 2v4, 1v2, and you just don't create any opportunities at all after that point.
And that's where the experience is playing a part for P7, because you hear DC, he's so calm, cool, and collected, just coordinated for his teammates like the quarterback where the press is coming in. But man, it's clean and cut for the last 3 maps for P7. They've been dominant.
Absolutely dominant. We'll go to a break. When we come back though, map 5, search and destroy. Can Rock Esports get their heads together here in this small pause to try to make a series out of this one, still knowing that there's another overload potentially to come? We'll head to break. When we come back, map 5 after this.
Scott, official controller of the CDL. Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
COD Champs tickets are on sale now. Come see the best teams lock in for this season's grand finale in fabulous Las Vegas. All 4-day passes come with early venue access. Head to FazeVegas.com or scan the QR code to get your tickets now.
Can you walk us through what kind of y'all's situation?
Yeah, what's the setup you got going?
Apartment?
So we have a kind of like a penthouse apartment and a whole bunch of setups in here.
Do you guys all live together in this penthouse? Who's cooking? Who's whipping up the meals after a win?
So Brian gets the penthouse. We're all staying at a different apartment.
Okay.
Still pretty nice, not quite a penthouse, but you know, we spend every day here. It's
Brian Saints living in a penthouse? Call of Duty can make dreams come true, children. You heard it here first. All right.
White truck.
One enemy left.
Okay, Boo, the sniper.
Oh, you got this.
Watch this, watch this. He's no idea. He's gonna
This is such a good play.
I'm going cross-eyed. Look.
You see him.
I'm so much better. You can't teach that. You can't teach, guys. That's what you call 200 IQ right there. That's what you call 200 IQ. Only a veteran would make that play. Only a veteran, baby.
Good play.
Can't win it on the point. Scrap and the boys get it done.
Back on the f***ing desk, play. Back on the f***ing desk.
You're f***ing dog kid. How did...
Oh no, I'm dead. No way.
By self-revive?
Nope. Honestly, it works out. I'm starving. Krista calls these my old man ship. Go out and Joe, I eat a bunch of tacos. Did you win? How do I have the same amount of eliminations as you?
Yeah, that's some horseshit there. There's no way that's true.
Wait, hold on. Was he the greatest sniper of this?
Oh my God. He was hella good. It all comes down to this. Mason running it down.
He's trying to no-scope him.
Ricky trying to nose.
Oh my God.
Oh no. Oh my God.
Didn't even hit him.
Oh. GG.
God, he got f***ing slammed.
And it's face bags.
Oh my God. Welcome back to Major 2, Challengers Grand Finals, and Project 7 Notorious are in a bit of a runaway after the last 3 maps have convincingly gone their way. The energy that has fueled this Rock Esports team seems to be leaving the arena quickly. Search and Destroy to try to tell us what happens next, but these two teams aren't just fighting for today. You're going to see them in Major 3. They've already earned their position as 2 of the 4 Challengers teams that will be at the Pro-Am. And you can get there with the flash sale still going on. 15% off by scanning the QR code and using the code CDL15. That's for a 3-day GA pass.
And if it's anything like what's been here, you're not going to want to miss it.
Definitely don't want to miss it, man. Atlanta is going to be a great time. Sort of a feel of what 2010 to 2012 was like. But that old school feel, amateurs versus the pros, man. It's going to be nonstop action.
I mean, we saw at EWC, man. Challengers teams were beating up some CDL squads.
Mamba and Craze all of a sudden end up in the league after that.
Would go that direction. Would go that direction. Honest take early. How many CDL teams get beat by Challengers teams at Major 3?
I would say 3. Yep.
Yeah?
I'd say 3.
Yeah. I'm saying 3 too. Especially as this Project Notorious team keeps playing like this. Mercy me, they're looking clean. Rock Esports, though, like we talked about, they are no slouches, and they're no strangers to fighting back. I mean, persistence just seems to be the name of the game for a lot of the players and teams that have come through the Saudi Arabian circuit. And for these boys right now, you're going into a mode that you've been really solid in. So you've got to come out in this one and then take your chance to just reset your mental going into a potential map 6 overload. But first and foremost, talking about this surge, it feels like you got to set the tone. Come out and hit him with the haymakers, playing Colossus, so why not do something quick and fast?
Oh yeah, without question, man. If you are Rock Esports, that raid search to shore is going to be completely different than Colossus, because all throughout that raid, it was like everyone playing ISO ball. I'm all the way on this side of the map by myself. I'll single-handedly take mid. On Colossus, the map is so slow or so tight, you don't really have options to just make those individual plays. So it has to be teamwork makes the dream work. You have to apply the pressure. Don't allow P7 to set the tone, because with Afro just having that performance he did, you can already tell he's fluid in his communication. He's feeling it. He's going to understand what openings he can get away with. But you have won the last 3 maps in a row. You need to kill the momentum early, and that's with the aggression.
And I'm kind of thinking that on top of just the idea of putting together some dictated and structured aggression, see if you can get Domex to try to take an aggressive peek. He can hit the shots. We know that. We've seen that, whether you've been watching throughout the Challenger space or if you just saw the small moment of his example on Raid. He's no stranger to doing the same things that like a Super would do or like a Beans would do. So why not try to force that battle and change up the dynamic? Let's get ready to go. Colossus Search and Destroy. P7 Notorious looking to keep that crown on their head here for the first time in Challengers, whereas for Rock Esports, it's about trying to go back-to-back and just extending this series. But in these last 3, you can see it as plain and simple as what shows on screen. 6-1, 5-1, 250, 151. It's been all P7 Notorious, so you've got to come out swinging if you're Rock Esports to try to make this a series.
Got to make them uncomfortable early into this game. So P7 on their defense. Bean's obviously going to be sniping Domex on the opposite side, but you can already see Afro with the aggression, at least showing face over towards B side, just going to back on up.
And there will be Afro pushing up towards tunnel side. DC just kind of holding back, doesn't want to give any information away from any early nades, and of course, very cautious of this man in his scope. Beans is going to join this little play up that B though. So if you're P7 Notorious, yeah, you can try to board them out at mid, but Eric Boom will fall. First blood good for Rock, looking for more. Afro following, not able to find the first trade. Does he want to try to force a second? No, Domex will shut them down. Beans to the pistol, able to get one, but no ammunition for anything more, and Rock will get the first.
Even with P7 taking so much map control away, when that first engagement goes down, goes in favor of Rock. You get that first blood, instantly find the trade onto Afro, because you have everyone in the same exact part of the map. Exactly what you need to do on a map like Colossus. Rock, get the opening round.
Yeah. And really, it's just, you don't show much towards the A site. You're waiting for the defense to move around what your setup is, and it works out. Mostly off of the things for the first blood at mid, because otherwise, I think P7's read was correct. DC doesn't want to give away his position, stays back, stays safe behind P2, but that first blood battle was everything. So now it's time for P7 on the attack. DC already stunned. No trophies, of course, here in round 2, so everyone's just trying to feel each other out, and these opening nades over the top, not gonna land here for P7 Notorious. Rock can stay.
Yeah, but you backed them down from that positioning for now, so if you're the bomb carrying Eric Boom, have you been able to sneak to potentially get the bomb down at A? It looks like he was scouted through the mini-map. Beans trying to hold down this B site with the sniper already 35 seconds gone.
It looked like Kix's nade may have hit off the top of that P3 window. So it doesn't really get all the way behind the sub. Rock, no information, are gonna have to give away this plant. Domex up and over, DC giving him a little bit of a workout. A little worse for Aware, but off the reset. Afro up top. Now it's down to can you defend this post plant, because Domex is already going to find the first. Timing here through mid is not ideal. Eric can really get the response, but trying to keep his life. Sneaks away, but who's gonna watch the bomb? Beans in trouble unpunished. Eric for the 1v3 would have to get back over to defend against the defuse. He sees one, he's trying to find the diffuser, he's able to get it. Now down to the 1v2, 12 seconds. All he's got to do is kill the clock. Rock Esports taking their time. Here's the push-up. Shots are out. Oh, the headshot are out! Eric Boone's gonna confirm the 1v3.
Big time players making big time plays. Eric Boone with the trigger discipline in a 1v3 just said, okay, you're good, you can walk right by me. Time has started ticking. Most likely one of you are on the defuse. Wins the first gunfight for free. Understand time is going to be my best friend in this point. And all it comes down to, information on the guy not defusing. He drops on down, and it has the angle for the diffuser onto Dom. Big play out of Eric Boone to tie the game up.
Oh, man. Kicks is sitting there like, what just happened? Lack of understanding, though, for Rock on that post plant, knowing where that bomb was positioned. So 1-1 the count. Domek's looking for an early angle. Beans other side. Hopping, but can't find much. And that's a little shoulder from Afro, which should have confirmed that, yep, Domek's is over here on the B side of the map.
And he gives the info to Beans. Doesn't decide to potentially go for the one-on-one chow, but they are committing with their push to A. They know that Rock have yet to leave their spawn, but they have so much space on the map now.
Yeah, this is big. Huge early commitment for P7 Notorious. Oh, we're caught a little bit locked. Look at the wrong way. Beans makes up for it with 2 on the response, though. Domex not able to connect. That's just enough info from DC to say, we're good. We'll keep this 3v2. Bomb down, but Kicks creating a route. Uncovered right now.
And he's just getting picked if you are Domex. Information gathered. Oh, this guy has a sniper pistol. Everyone run at him. Now it's a 1v3 for Kicks. Don't know if DC was going to be able to spot him, but only 30 seconds left. Palm down that statue. Good luck.
Yeah, I don't think DC saw him, but like you mentioned, it may not matter. Kicks. Nope. Beans right there. 3 in the round. And the initial setup, again, great read from Project 7 Notorious, able to kind of, okay, sniper's over this way, he's probably not by himself, full flood deck through statue. They don't necessarily get in the right spot at the right time, but Beans is right there, and he gets 3 in total.
And that's just the teamwork making the dream work, man. The communication on point for P7. Afro, big time plays, even though he doesn't find a kill on the round, just throwing a shoulder, gaining the info. Domex has a sniper. You saw Beans trying to hit the jump spot, but once he sees him in that position, all right, I'm gonna switch back to the M15. Let's instantly take the A site, because we have the guns to be prepared for the engagements. Big plays again from P7. 1 round lead, back on offense.
How about this? Early aggressive nades coming out from P7 over towards the B side of the map. Couple do tag, but those extra shots, once again, revealing that there are defensive members present and forward. Has this rewrapped back over to A. And this is just aggression on both sides of the map here for Rock Esports. They're getting punished for it. Beans, Eric, first 2 kills come through, and the plant's gonna come in behind it.
Instant 4v2, bomb going down, and you somewhat have information that Rixel is going to be towards bottom tunnel, but he's able to get one and almost get out of dodge, and that's quickly going to be the round. P7, once they gather information of what your setup is looking like, they're not wasting any time on taking that space away and capitalizing on the moment. They did it on that Rage Search and Destroy. It was a dominant victory, 6-1. They're looking like they're going to do the same thing here with these rounds.
Yeah, dude, the mental warfare right now for P7 Notorious is just not allowing Rock Esports to breathe. And with the current scoreline where it is, if you're Rock Esports, you need to hit back hard in this round. Otherwise, we may be talking about a championship here for P7 Notorious, because they are looking on their heels at the moment.
It's 3 rounds in a row for P7. Beans on 5 in a row. Could potentially earn himself a Hellstorm that can guarantee you at least 1 round. Back on defense they go. Domex committed with the sniper in hand to try to be the guy to potentially lead to the first blood, but trophy systems down. You know that they're camping on the backside of P2, which is looking for the time to get bombed down.
That's unbelievable. Again, you get the read. Where's Domex? Let's hit him with some nades. Dom trying to follow up, though, to find 2. Rixel holds back P7 Notorious, and now it's Kicks on the flank. DC's been scouted, 1v1 forced, and that's more like a great counter nades for P7 Notorious, but good response, good help behind the play for Rock Esports to punish.
Yeah, they don't leave Domex stranded over towards statue side. So even when he instantly gets naded, you read the pressure. You have presence through top mid and bottom tunnel. And Domex is able to walk away with a couple. Kicks closes out the round with great movement on the late pitch, so able to stop the bleeding. Down 3-2. But it's just these defensive rounds You have to play off of what P7 are giving you. They are playing off of what you're throwing at them. Let's just slow it down a little bit if you are Rock Esports.
I agree. I mean, that round right there for Rock Esports was, okay, we're getting pushed around, let's push back a little bit. Can you hit back on your own terms, not just play reactionary? Be a heck of a time to do it right here, right now. They are going to hold back, but what a shot! Unreal. I mean, DC's barely showing anything. Domex still able to connect Afro, lucky to be alive after taking 2 nades to the chest. And P7 are going to try to rewrap this thing, maybe try to force action at B. Kix has been seen, but he's got enough space to get a little bit further away and keep him at arm's length.
Yeah, no need to force any engagements when you still have the man up. Wait for P7 to think about the objective play. Trophy going down, smoke grenade at A, but they're not going to be thinking about the twin plant. They're trying to go through with the gunny 3v3.
That's enough to create some space behind us. Beans able to watch the rotation through mid. And wow, we're still looking for kills here. Not playing for the plant at all.
Sniper.
You know he's got a sniper out there. It's going to force the battle. What a response from Afro and P7 Notorious in a 3v4.
They keep on playing on their own terms. Al, you're thinking if you're Rock Esports, we get the first blood. All right, smoke grenade down. They're probably going to be thinking about the objective. And you only have 2 players on the backside of P2 trying to lock it down, but the smoke grenade helps the S&G players. You hit the high wall bounces. You're able to make the 3v3, but this is an insane shot from Domex. It still doesn't lead to a round win.
That was such a disrespectful round for P7.
Yeah.
That is us saying we're just better than these guys. 3v4, don't care. Domex hitting super jump snipes, don't care. 4-2 the count. Rock Esports still feel like they need to hit back. Can they find some aggression to try to get an early plant at A? Eric Boom going to support DC this time. Haven't really seen this setup early for P7 as of yet. Beans the sole man over towards B. And Afro just looking for info top to P1.
No need to do anything if you are P7. The only way you lose this round is if they get the bomb down. 30 seconds wiped away. No one watching towards top mid, so Domex uses his frag to at least keep that space safe. But the longer you wait, the more space P7 are going to take away from you. Now Beans is showing presence towards bottom tunnel.
And he's got an M15. You can just play an angle here. Rixold getting tagged once again. Dom up top. Kix actually able to find the 1v1 into Beans over the top of the B side of the map. Dom keeping presence at top P1. You need to plant behind this, and Rixold's finally going to come in.
I think DC gives the information to Eric Boom, so he's slowly going to crawl his way on up. Cannot find the kill on the exit and is forced to now back on down. Dom takes care of Afro. Domex takes care of DC, and it's all 4 up, all 4 down. Rock Esports get this 3rd round on the map.
That's essentially just a big first blood from Kix onto Beans in the first place. Forces P7 Notorious, who are looking to try to keep Rock away from mid. To have to play through P2 doesn't really work out for them at all, and Kix again. I mean, it's been quiet for everyone on Rock Esports because of what the scores have looked like, but he's 7-3, still doing his thing.
Just keeping themselves in the fight. Potentially on the break of going home not champions. P7 need 2 more rounds to be crowned. But you gotta continue to fight if you are Rock Esports, round by round, moment by moment. For the first blood is gonna be Beans, can't find it.
Yeah, Kix has to back off though. Domex, typically sniping, is over towards P2. DC's nade comes up maybe a little bit short from finding any information. P7 Notorious are going to get up top towards P1. They're going to try to get Afro in that position, and then Eric's going to go for the plant, you would think.
And Afro just looking for the timing through bottom tunnel. Beans does give a comm that Kix potentially was trying to work the late pinch. Those guys have been in a one-on-one battle on the OE all game. Beans this round is committed with the snipe in hand.
Yeah, that's all they need to know, that they're going to go towards B here, see if they can force the defense to rotate through Diamond Con. Plan on the way. This is wide open, but DC's in some trouble, and he's not going to get out of there. So now Beans, he's the next one up. Again, he's sniping through mid tunnel. He would have to hit a shot to him around the back. Also sniping. And Rock, they need to make a decision here. Are we going to try to flush them out of the back, or are we going to go through tunnel? They're caught. They're losing a lot of time on this.
We're not using our numbers, Al. Finally, Domex is able to find one with the snipe towards the backside. So 4v2, 25 seconds. We got to get a move on it. Rixold's able to locate Eric Boom, and Dom on the pinch gets the final kill. Another very clean round, even though it didn't look like it was about to be. Because numbers advantage, you gotta always put yourself in a position to have that advantage. You take your sweet time, thankfully it still works out, all tied up now.
Yeah, I mean, you just get a little worried that you're gonna take 2 different 2v1s And all it takes is one shot out of Beans to kill time and one kill out of Eric Boom to kill time, but they get the kills they need, so it looks a little odd, but still a flawless round nonetheless. We find ourselves in a tight search and destroy, but it just still feels like narratively that P7 Notorious are still playing out of their playbook, forcing Rock to have to respond.
And if you're putting yourself in the early numbers advantage, even with time ticking down, you're gonna walk away victorious. Everyone 2 streaks. On the side of Rock. Dom X is still hitting shot after shot. First one on Eric Boom.
That's big. Stops the aggression for P7 Notorious. Dom X trying to see if he can find info on the DC, who will not give him a chance. So how do you set this up for P7 Notorious? Right now, you just need to play contact and respond. You don't need to do anything crazy.
And if you're Rock, you just need to gather some information and continue to use your numbers to bail you out. Time is starting to tick. 2 players from P7 scouting over towards that A site. I'm pretty sure I heard a sniper go all from Bean, so Smoking A is going to get invested, and that's just a decoy.
This is a big battle here at top mid. DC steps up. DC only able to find one, though. Dom in some trouble. Beans with a pistol around the back, able to find the win. Kicks looking for the chase. Beans gets some separation, but he doesn't know he's being hunted. Kicks clears his back. And that will set things up for the win. Just down to Afro for the 1v2. He is on the defense, and the bomb is currently down. And Afro's going to go for the around the world wrap.
Cannot continue to waste time if you are Rock. The longer you wait, the more ground. Afro's already covering 10 seconds. You got to get OBJ down.
And Kicks is the one who's going to try to plant, and Afro's going to find it for free. That's just too simple. Another one that just the clock. You thought was going to win the round, but you hit a sniper again before he can get through the side door.
Afro's thinking he's P2. There's no way Afro hit this round. Oh, what a shot out of Dom. That would have been the tournament. Afro gets out. You don't have time to get the objective down. But Dom X starts off the round with a great shot and ends it with an even better one. Big plays, great shots. Put Rock Esports now at game point.
Dude, you gotta be thinking Afro's like, yes, sir. Oh, never mind. Oh my God. What a shot from Dom X. So now it's that point for Rock Esports. And P7 Notorious, who, again, it feels like they've been in the driver's seat, kind of setting the rounds up on their terms, have to go back to back. And Dom X is going to connect again. He's on 5 in a row.
Oh, yeah, he's popping takeover, my friend. You hit shots like that, you can do no wrong. First blood for Rock. Eric Boom potentially going to try to sneak this bomb plant in, but Beans on the opposite side is just waiting for Kicks to peek because you know he's on this side of the map.
Eric was hoping that smoke would trigger a challenge from Rock through the P2 side of the map. Afro holding over at mid. Beans, what do you have for us? Oh, he's in trouble! Oh, where is he? Yeah, that'll work. You know Kicks with the first 4 shots and is thinking, I got this guy. Not the case. Now Eric, good damage in. Trying to find the chase down. Not quite able to confirm. He's got to go back to plant.
Got to get it down.
Yeah.
The longer you wait, the quicker Rock are going to be able to respond. Showing a lot of the presence through top mid. It's going to be an Afro to try to back them down. You get the information and you get one to get out.
Dom X though up top, he's still alive. And now he's got a sub to play with, and Rick Sold around the back through the 4th hard point is able to get this to a 2v2. 33 seconds on the clock. Question marks on where the rest of this post plan is. Afro, I don't know if Dom X saw him. His eyes may have been moving away from where we were all looking. Scope up, no shots there. 23 seconds on the clock. Yeah, they don't know Afro's playing in tunnel right now. Beans will drop it. Where's Afro? They still don't know. 15 seconds on the clock. Afro look at the first. It's a 1v1. Dom X, can he do it again? Shots are evenly exchanged. And Afro with the 1v2 has this going to 11.
He said, I'm not running away from the gunfight this time. We're going to round 11. The game is yet to be finished. I'm not gonna give you my backside if you are Dom X. For you to potentially line up a sniper, I'm gonna be ready and waiting with the Dravic. And I don't know, it's always Afro in these clutch rounds. He's 2 for 1 in that category, and now we're in the round 11.
There we go. What do you call here? If you're Rock Esports, you're looking at the guy with the scope. Dom X has been unbelievable. Afro just trying to get a look over towards mid. Dom X, island player towards B. Beans in the vicinity. And Rixel just looking for jump peaks to get info. No nades have revealed much. This is just a straight up 4v4. Who sees who first?
Domex is changing up all of his spots, and the last couple of rounds for P7 have led to a lot of success when they gather early information on the snot. But his kicks onto Eric for the first blood. DC tries to make up for it. 4v2.
Yeah, really good call right there for Rocky Esports to force the engagement off of what was an intended trade for P7 Notorious, the 4v2. Beans and Afro, the UK duo, trying to get it done right here, right now.
Looking for a kill. Before they even think about this objective, but time is not going to be on their side. You got to make plays and make them quick.
Yeah, and this is Rocky Esports set up in tradable positions. And they're going to try to test Domex's scope, and, well, not going to happen. They're not going to happen there either. Domex's last 2 kills, Rocky Esports survived through a round 11 to keep the best of 7 going.
Man, that's an insanely icy search and destroy from Rocky Esports. Because it looked like in the middle of that game where P7 were up 4-2, can do no wrong, we're finding so much success in the clutch column, and then Eric Boom also 1v3s you. You're thinking momentum is completely out the window, but you pull it back on your side because playmakers, you're expecting it to be an S&G or an AR player. No, it's your sniper guy. Dom X finds so many impactful kills, gives himself a first blood in the round that he earns the ace, lines up that shot on the Afro, and then puts the finishing touches here in the round 11. Rocky Esports is just so comfortable in round 11s, and they find another one in the back pocket.
All right, that is just such a committed call for Rocky Esports. When you get the first blood, but then
9.
Yeah, but then you also get Rixel to stay there, knowing that P7 is going to try to play for the trade. You've got a crossfire set up, and you're able to keep your numbers, keep your guns to make sure we don't get to a 3v3, where P7 Notorious, again, has been so good in the mid-round. What a surviving round that is for Rocky Esports, and it is all about, honestly, Domex hitting that snipe on the Afro as the round is about to expire.
Yeah, because if he doesn't win that round there, obviously it's 4-5 in favor, or 5-3 in favor of P7. But somehow, some way, with 1 second left on the game clock, is able to get the better of Afro. Take that round away, and continue to hit shot after shot in the big time moments. Rocky Esports not willing to roll over and die here in this grand final. They're going to continue to fight, and at least for now, they're forcing another overload.
Yeah, you take it away from the final kill, and you see it in real time. That shot is insane.
Twisted, bro.
These guys are shooting, man, I'm telling you. They're here for a reason. They're your Major World Champions for a reason. But as we get into the next map, the question marks are brewing about Overload. The mode in general has been a bane in the existence of Rocky Esports. Yesterday, the winners finals blown out of Den. You take that out of the picture because you came out of the winners finals as the champions of that bracket, so you get to control what the overloads are. Obviously, you see it. Exposure, not great. So now you go to Scar. And I want to see my man Kicks. I want to see him in takeover mode here. Controlling tempo, controlling pace. That has to be who you look to if you're Rocky Esports trying to get to 7.
Yeah, I feel like without a doubt, like Kicks is going to be that consistent AR presence that you desperately need on a map like Scar. But what I saw in that first Overload is that the teamwork wasn't really there. The fundamental plays in the Overload came back to bite you. You would understand, every single time on maps like Exposure or maps like Scar, you consistently have to wrap back to that EMP spawn. But the last guy that comes off the spawn has to be in position to watch the pinch, because if you give that pinch up, that's where you see those lead blockers taking so much space away, and that's what led to so many easy cats for P7. You're coming off the respawn, look at your minimap and see what's open. You have to fill gaps correctly if you want to try to force game 7 here if you're Rock.
We saw that on Den yesterday. We saw it obviously on Exposure. Just, I'm up, where do I go, where do I go? We just got to get caught making the wrong plays. We're not reinforcing in the right spots, and you can't make those mistakes on Scar. Maybe a little bit easier to do on Scar, though, compared to the other two. In a way, just based on where the locations of the EMP spawn at. Like, they force you through choke points, but still, you can't get caught being spawn trapped. And we know for a fact that P7 Notorious have their heads up when it comes to knowing where in the map they need to be and how you can force Rock in the worst position possible.
Yeah, it's definitely easier on this map compared to everyone else, because you can get to positions very quickly on a map like Scar to hit those cutoff lanes, but it's also a lot more punishing if you're not finding those skills, because you can get put in those spawn traps. When you're spawning towards back green, it's very difficult to get out when you don't have any presence towards top green or no presence around that middle of the map. So you got to be calculated on your pushes, calculated on your attempts, and when you need to buy your life and when you need to drop. Because sometimes even dying in overload is a great play. Yeah, you're going off the respawn in a position to play defense. So got to make quick decisions if you're rocking trying to force game 7.
Love that call. Can they find a way to get through the Scar overload and send us to another search? Birmingham is starting to get packed. Crowds are showing up and they're getting hydrated. I see a couple of pints in hand. What an appetizer this one has been thus far, though. But if you're Rock, again, I just hate to keep saying the same thing over and over again, but you got to come out with something immediately to play on your terms. We just have not seen them do that much since Blackheart.
And overload, you're the team that gets that first score. You can change up the pacing of the rest of the game. So it's all about the break-off. It's Dom X with the frag over the top that finds that opening kill. Rixel finds kill number 2. So you have a lot of presence around the middle of the map, and your lead Blacker and Dom X is just trying to look for one player at Motel.
Yeah, he may catch DC off guard, but the trade is quick to follow. Beans and Afro hold the line, but that's 3 dead, leaving Beans by himself, and he's going to lose the gunfight to Rixel. So now a chance to grab and potentially go. Crossfire set up for DC and Eric Boom, though, is good. Cut off through 18. Weird route there for Rock Esports. Leads to an opportunity to trade, but P7 Notorious will come away the victor.
Yeah, but I'll take that if you're Rock Esports, because you only had 2 offensive attempts on that first overload that you played. The first go around, you find a couple kills in sync. And you're forcing P7 to be uncomfortable on the respawn. You still have a lot of mid-map presence. You take care of Afro. Now your next job is to just get a trade onto DC, but it's still a battle for mid-map.
Yeah. Nice little block, though, from DC. He has been the glue guy, and just about every single team he's found himself on, nearly able to find a couple through the wall, but it's Afro to finish off the damage that Connor was able to start with. Beans now over towards the A zone. Gets one. Pistol out. Afro just looking to sprint forward, but that's enough for the defense to come back over quickly, get the retreat, and now a chance to move on their own.
You usually want to take that EMP right up the middle of the map because those spawns do come in for P7 at green. So now they have plane presence. They already are in your spawn. This should lead to a cap as long as DC finds an opening, but he doesn't.
Yeah, stunned up, naded up. Eric Boom pushed back. Trades, though, still favoring P7 Notorious. Kicks, trying to hold the line. Able to get a little bit of damage onto the last one of Eric Boom, and he's able to find the double to once again save a score for Rock.
Yeah, that's the guy you want in that moment. Kicks has been your most consistent player. Having a great goal line stop there. 2 minutes have already been wiped off the game clock, but back to the situation where Rock, a majority of this time, have been fighting out of their spawn. You need to gather some map control. You need to slay your way out of your base, and it's Afro and DC kind of finding the first 2, but a good 2 in response out of Rock.
Yeah, Kicks able to hold the line from the front. Nice shots, though, from Afro. Eric on the round and open up some space to potentially get this reset back in the hand for P7 Notorious. Domex also falling. Now it's just up to can he find the kills from the spawn. Kicks will drop. Just down the Dom. Able to find one. Looking for the EMP carrier. Doesn't track it. And it's Beans for the opening score.
There's so much pressure on the map for P7. Rock don't have any breathing room off of the respawn. Even when you're getting killed, P7 have one player just clutching up for one gunfight, forcing you to slow down. And that's exactly what Afro just did. Now finds kill number 2. Already going to take a lot of space over towards plane side with the EMP in their possession. It's a good opportunity here for P7.
Afro off to a wonderful start, 13-8. But Rock Esports, good response here. Get some presence through green. EMP in hand. Eric and Afro combining for kill. Rix will be able to find a double. Will lead to immediate counter capture. Huge response for Rock Esports.
They have 3 players in the backside of green, so you need to slay your way. You know exactly where those spawns are going to be coming from. P7 over towards Motel. The guy who's coming off the respawn, and Domex gives you a double, so that's all 4 dead. Kick still slaying in their spawn. Rock Esports have come alive.
Beans, though, man, threaded the needle. He found maybe an opportunity, but Domex with the response now to try to find the score, and the relay is good. 2 on the count. Exit trying to get away from the zone, maybe a little bit tiring, but Kicks is on 6. He's got a Hellstorm, and the double from Rixel behind this could lead to an immediate relay again.
That's all 4 dead again. Kicks is locking it down. He's running out of ammo at this point for how long he's been alive, but you take care of him, and now you have some stability in your spawn, but you need to clutch up on the rest of these gunfights. That's already 3 dead. EMP is finessing its way all the way around the damn map, and Rock Esports 3 in a row on 2.
And they still have the Hellstorm in the back pocket. 60 seconds left in the half. P7 just trying to get out of spawn, and they finally are able to manifest some map presence. Plane spawn for the EMP. Afro for 1. Dom trying to play cutoff, but he gets caught. And now they're just trying to save this from going 3-2. gonna work out for at least neutralizing the EMP, but P7 Notorious are trying to put together some spawn control, and Afro's still alive and kicking in blue, at least for a moment.
Yeah, that's just a big-time hellstorm to be called in for the defensive side. You know that 2 players from P7 when you just spawn, but as long as they don't have the EMP in their possession, we're gonna stand a chance at winning a 4v2 battle in towards blue. So 20 seconds remaining. Have a chance to potentially end out the half sooner rather than later, because you can get that 4th score in.
And you may get a Hellstorm back here from Rixel. Pistol off to Afro. Bolt challenge, but he's able to win it. Still a little short of the Hellstorm. An assist would do it, or just an elimination. Forces it at mid, and DC shuts down the potential streak. So we'll exit the half at a 3-1 count. Rock Esports up.
Man, what a moment there for Rock, though. To put 3 on the board very quickly. It's just once they got that set up in their spawn, 1 clean, 4 dead, everyone off the respawns or in the positionings that they were consistently winning those one-on-one gunfights. We're forcing P7 to be uncomfortable off the respawn. You were able to earn yourself some Hellstorms, gain your confidence back, now have a lead going into the second half.
But at least for Project Notorious on the other side, the Hellstorm's out of the pocket. So can you put yourself into a position to start running up the score in your own right? Especially considering that Afro's having a little bit of a takeover map right now. But Rock Esports look way more comfortable, I think this in particular, again, because of how Scar is formed. Everything's going to be in front of you, at least mostly.
Yeah, there's no cruddy routes that you have to be worried about, or some very bad spawns that you get. It's easy to just walk out there and gun your way out of situations. And you also have Beans and Eric Boom not really having the best start here. Beans' impact with his AR needs to be felt, and at least for now, you find 3 kills in sync might lead to an early score.
And very well made, because Domex is not in a position to defend. It's going to be down to what Dom could do, and he's cut from that angle. So a quick score here for P7 Notorious, and they get the cleanup behind it. The only player to kind of sneak through positioning-wise is Kicks, but he's found by Beans, and hold on a second, you've got 2 players forward for Project Notorious. They're finding every single kill. Afro, the one-off respawn, will grab the device. Spawns are over towards red. Awareness is good for P7 Notorious, but the route from Kicks allows him a chance to shut things down. Maybe a chance for Rock to still get the defense in, but no. Connor able to pick things up, and now we're tied at 3.
Quickly time bet that. First minute, you get 2 scores, and now the reset is going to be over towards Motel when you got players like Afro already set up, ready and waiting. Just need to make sure you're watching this pinch, and it's being successful on that opening engagement. P7 in firm control of the EMP, but you're surrounded by Rock.
Will be congested and overwhelmed. Diamond Con last one left up top at Art. No chance to get out of there. Eric with 1 consolation kill, but wow, nice shots from Kicks, shuts that down. Spawn is up for DC to try to block this bottom side point. Beans on the cross, able to get himself too. Kicks just letting the trigger fly. But the reset comes out, Afro grabs it, gets it out of there.
And now you're just gonna work it over towards playing, because that's where those spawns are gonna be coming in for P7. You get the trade on to playing heady. You got 2 players from Rock, not really in a position that they want to be, but that stuff might be able to slow down Afro or not. P7, 3 in a row, take the lead.
Oh, that's just such a mistake from Rock Esports. You get essentially everything you could possibly need to neutralize the field, but both players who find the kills don't retreat back from blue. So now it's a 4-3 count, and DiamondCon earned a Hellstorm, and he's going to call it in here, seeing if you can try to grow a gap in the scoreboard. Kicks shut down through blue. Eric finding another under Rixel. And you know where this other player at red is. DC will drop, but Domex will also fall. Not a chance, though, for P7 to really grab and do too much with that Hellstorm, though, as Dom was on 4 in a row, looking for more. And how about it? 5 in a row for Dom. Really neutralizing the Hellstorm completely.
Yeah, I think P7 calling that Hellstorm just for information. They had no idea where Rock were all over the map. And now you would love to have that Hellstorm potentially to get this stop here, because 3 go down in a row for Rock Esports, and they have a lot of presence around your tank area. They're looking to tie the game. All you need to do is just get by Eric Boom.
But the problem about it is someone top of the window finds the EMP carrier, giving enough time for P7 Notorious to come off spawn and put together a response. 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes between P7 Notorious and a Major 2 championship. And with the pinstripe kill feed, no convincing control for either team right now at this mid location.
But that's 2 dead. So Rock Esports currently have the map control that they want. P7 have to iron up off the respawn over towards blue and just play the defense. Get your trophy system down and hold on to these routes, because Kicks is going to make the big time play on this pinch. You got to stay alive at plane.
Afro looking to work a mini pinch of his own through the middle of the map. Finds the EMP carrier. Wins, though, still coming through for Rock Esports. Bean's the last one left alive. His teammates all spawning right alongside with him. EMP trying to flip its way back over to the bottom side of the map, but on a long route, or at least a long line of sight. P7 Notorious shut that down, and Afro keeps the pressure away as Rock Esports has to try to reform through mid.
Yeah, Kix is trying to get them everything. He gave him 5 on that OE and still could not put the EMP in a position
and they're gonna score.
where they could get the score. Now P7 on the return, on the counter. Now have a 2-score lead.
Yeah, you can just see it. Rock Esports just continue to lose their minds. When they're in a position to score, you lose a couple of kills and you lose sight of the objective. 60 seconds underneath that. You gotta find a way to get this response. When Eric Boom shuts down the EMP again, plus an Afro. Oh my! He's got 2 more down low in front of him. Afro stepping up to keep the next defensive line in play. He's gonna come away with 1. Afro for the double. That's 35 seconds. P7 Notorious can feel it.
And they only have 15 seconds to score. This is gonna be P7 Notorious' championship, and they already have EMP in their possession. Rock are not in the play. They're finding kills, but you need to get it done now.
You gotta just run this one forward if you're not. DC, not needed. It's Eric's move to find the kill. P7 Notorious comes short on the elite in North America. These boys coming to this event looking to go back to back, but it will not happen here. P7 Notorious with the hometown crowd. Your major 2 challenger champ.
And they get their revenge from the winners final. You lost in a game 5. You come back on championship Sunday, and you are a well-oiled machine. Not the Blackheart you wanted. You dominated both of the overloads, and the players from the representation went on from start to finish. Congratulations to P7. Congratulations to the coaching staff. That's one hell of a tournament.
Both teams earn spots at the Pro-Am. But for Project Notorious, wow, what a run. And it all, for me, starts back in the Elite NA, looking at the fact that they were out of their group #1 seed, get bounced down to the lower bracket in round 1, and start to make the God run, taking care of everyone. It's like redemption is in their name. Come up short against Bush in the championship series, but here, a quick bounce back after the lower finals, a 3-0 after being sent down there by Rock Esports. This whole series starts off with Rock controlling the tempo with that Blackheart, but again, no shortage of energy on the Project Notorious side. They get it done, and Jay, we got some homeboys coming away with the championship.
Oh yeah, that's fun, man, because if you think about Beans' Afro starts to this year, like on Cloud 9, couldn't really find a lot of success, go down in the Passions Pit, and now look like one of the best duos out there.
Heard that.
Potentially get picked up, man, so congratulations again to P7. That chip was yours.
That's huge, absolutely massive. Both teams, as mentioned though, 2 of the 4 that will be at the Pro-Am, but all the focus staying with Project Notorious, your major 2 champions, stopping what would have been one of only a few moments where an organization goes back-to-back on land. Rock Esports just a touch short from being able to do what it did at the end of last year. And that's just, again, one of those things, man, where the veterancy seems to have paid off nicely, but we've got Frankie Ward down on the main stage with our Major 2 Challengers champions, Project Notorious.
Thank you so much. Yes, please, guys, give up the P7 Notorious. Hearing the UK proud Beans. Last time we saw you on a CDL stage, you were playing for Cloud9. Now you've got your boys here with you. What does this mean to win?
I mean, it's unbelievable. The crowd's unbelievable. It's a surreal feeling, honestly, unreal.
Did you imagine that you would be back on the CDL stage so soon?
Oh, I mean, all 4 of us should be in the CDL right now. I mean, we're all unbelievable. The way we play is unbelievable. Some people in the CDL are shit. We need to be there.
It is a little bit of a comeback because you did lose the winners final versus Rock yesterday. How sweet is this revenge?
Yeah, it feels good. Obviously, they were good, just not good enough. And yeah, we were on it today. I said to the boys yesterday, there is no world we're losing tomorrow. No world.
So what happened when you lost the first map?
We were just warming up, honestly. It's one of them. We weren't really warm. They caught us lacking a little bit, but yeah, we cleaned up.
You weren't warm on the second loss either?
What's that?
You weren't warm on the second map you lost either?
Yeah. I mean, our search has been a bit dodgy overall, but when it comes to finals, those guys shit themselves, and we win.
Well, here's the thing. You're going to Atlanta to play in the Pro-Am against some of your ex-enemies. They're going to become your enemies again. You'll be proving yourselves against them. You can't have mistakes there. Do you think there are teams specifically you know you can already take down?
I mean, there's a lot of CDL teams that I think we could deal with pretty easily. We're unbelievable as a team, and I'm excited to play against them.
Yeah, we're excited to see it. I'm just going to come around, actually, because also, we've got, oh, thank you very much. I forget we get 2 microphones in CDL, no expense spared. Afro, what's this crowd been like to play in front of?
Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing.
And do you think we should come back next year?
What?
Should we come back next year?
Come on, surely, fellas. Get the points in.
Get them in. I imagine you'll be doing the same.
Absolutely, unbelievable. The points will be flowing tonight. Let's have a good Sunday, lads.
Now, we've got a match coming up. First match of the CDL today is going to be Koi Spurts versus LA Thieves. Who are you predicting to win that one?
LA2.
LA? Are you forgetting about our boy Inside?
Huh?
Are you forgetting about our boy Jamie on Koi?
I mean, yeah, but I can't say Koi. They dropped me in it, so I can't say Koi, but we'll say LAT. Come on, Scrap, do something.
That's fair enough. I totally get your beans. If any teams, though, from CDL came sniffing for you guys, yeah, I was going to say I was going to come between you and make you some offers. But if any of those teams came and said, you know what, we're looking to refresh, we want some players ahead of Atlanta, could any of you be tempted to break up the band?
I mean, anything can happen, but we love our team. We're unbelievable. We're not going to join some shit team and ruin our careers. So if a good offer comes along, I'm sure someone will take it. But unless it's a good team, I think we're going to take it.
All right then, boys. I want you guys to just celebrate together one last time. Please, Birmingham, give it up one more time for your Birmingham Challengers champions, P7 Notorious! Now, this isn't the only grand final we're going to have on the CDL stage here at DreamHack Birmingham today, because we have got so much to bring you here on Championship Sunday, including a grand final. Birmingham, are you ready? There's going to be more CDL action after this break.